Here comes your 1-minute time check for this Auburn broadcast. Mark. "30 seconds till broadcast." Mark.
From the Auburn Sports Network and Playfly Sports, Auburn baseball is on the air. Exclusive game day coverage begins with the leadoff show. Now, let's go out to the ballpark.
Auburn and Mississippi State didn't start until 9:15 last night. The game ended this morning. Each time the Bulldogs scored, Auburn responded to the bottom of the frame. The Tigers won 6-5 to move a game above 500 in the SEC. Today, Auburn looks for its 30th win of the season. Good evening, War Eagle from Plainsman Park with Brad Hall. I'm Andy Bertram. Auburn scored the game-winning run on a hit-and-run double from Cooper McMurray in the bottom of the seventh. Ryan Hetzler pitched the final 2 innings for his 5th save of the season, and for the 4th straight SEC home series, Auburn won the opener. Sam Dutton didn't figure into the decision, but gave Butch Thompson another quality start, going 6 strong innings. Mississippi State dropped to 6-13 in the league in spite of a good start from Pico Khan. The Bulldogs scored their 5 runs on homers by Noah Sullivan and Joe Powell. Auburn goes with junior left-hander Cade Fisher. The former freshman All-American is 1-1 with an earned run average of 4.71. State counters with junior right-hander Evan Sierri. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4. When we return, the Butch Thompson pregame report. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Since Auburn Bank opened in 1907, we've been tested by world wars, pandemics, and plenty of troubled times. Through it all, we've not only survived, but thrived by staying true to our core values of sound money management and putting our customers first. And just as surely as more challenges will come, we'll meet them the way we always have, with your confidence and our experience. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Bertram.
He was the SEC Player of the Year. Sonny DeSheritt now joins us.
That 2021 year, I mean, so many close games. You know, if they win half of them, it's a different story. They're probably hosting a regional if they win half of those. And a lot of guys who were just kind of beat up and tired of what had happened. And so it was really good going into a locker room of guys who know what success is, because a bunch of them were on that 2019 Omaha team. They just know how to win. And so it was good to really get in there and work with them. I mean, like the Brody Moores and the Kason Howells and the Carson Skippers, those guys that had been there and been to Omaha and who were really mad about that 2021 year. It was good to kind of all of us get on the same page, because it didn't take long. We were all on the same page by week 2 or 3 of the fall. And from there, that's really where it grew out.
A new episode of the Talking Tigers podcast is released every Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts. Like and subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast, only from the Auburn Sports Network.
Hey guys, it's Auburn baseball season again, and if you want to hit your next big event out of the park, then get Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn to help with all of your catering needs. From team parties to tailgating or any big event you may have, Baumhauer's always hits a home run by making sure all of your logistics are covered, and you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the big game. And if you need a place to host your party, come try Baumhauer's new covered patio. Give us a call to book your big event today. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, 2353 Bent Creek Road in Auburn. War Eagle.
Game day coverage of Auburn baseball continues now with our exclusive pregame conversation with head coach Butch Thompson.
Another SEC home opener and another win for the Tigers last night. We were here for a while, but good to get that win on opening night.
It's a great great feeling to get a win. And, we've had a chance with Sam Dutton pitching. And he got through about 3 innings and a ton of pitches and really settled and got through the 6th inning and gave us a shot. They hit a big 2-run homer. This very offensive club we're playing this weekend. Every opponent that they played in SEC play, they've hit for a higher average, more doubles, more home runs. They hit 2 big home runs last night, but I loved our team. When they scored the 2 runs there in the 4th, we come right back. And all that's really capped. Remember it was 4 for 4, but that ground ball double down the line was just what the doctor ordered. As with us being slow offensively, but coming out and answering that immediately, I thought was huge. And then get a 3-run lead, and to their credit, talking about them offensively, they're dangerous, and they bit us again, tie game. And I guess being at home, we decided to go ahead and put Hetzler in the ball game because they were right at their 3, 4, 5 in the 8th inning. We thought that was very meaningful. Who's your best guy with two more frames to score? And that was huge. And then Pico Khan, I've given him all the credit in the world, 121 pitches. We knew that was going to be a tall order with him. And just right at the end, that vulnerable moment for him. Our vulnerable moments when we change pitchers, their vulnerable moment was at the end of the starter's outing and wind up getting a runner at first and a 3-1 count, which allowed us to start the runner. And Cooper McMurray was big last night. Got that ball down the right field line, which allowed Snow to score, I think. And then Hetzler was able to wiggle and get us out of that 9th. And it's so easy to lose in this league. It's hard to win. And that was one of those back and forth type deals where you have to do a lot to overcome a great starter, a couple of big swings by the opponent, hang in there and find a way. And last night we did.
State hit the home runs. You guys had the doubles in last night's ball game, and the last 2 accounted for what turned out to be the game-winning run.
Yeah, no doubt. I just like when all our phases play together. I thought that was a team win, and one game of a series. So, I want to think probably what's lasting for me getting home at 1:15 is thinking about everybody when I was walking out the door that was here still cleaning this ballpark. I think I always mention our field crew, but just everybody works to make this happen. Heading home last night, we don't take that lightly, putting them through that. Those starting pitchers, we thought just like clockwork, like they told us about the 4th inning, they would have both been out of the ball game. So we waited, felt confident we were going to have a clearing about 9, started this game at 9:15, but we created a long day for everybody. And I want everybody to know that I feel like we did right by both teams, but people, you're not leaving everybody involved to support this team and this program. To stay on a long day like that, we don't take that lightly in those decisions, and so appreciative.
After a game that ends at 12:04, it's nice to have a 6:00 game the next or later that day.
A little recovery, right? Just for the bodies, and that's why it looked so possible for us to be able to play last night to just avoid the doubleheader. We've been through 2 of those in SEC play, 2 of the weekends. That could have been a third. And hey, if that's what would have been needed, we'd have absolutely done it if it was the right decision. But I remember the last doubleheader we played, the second game, we had to take a couple of guys out. Just those bodies, what they're putting themselves through for hours and hours, turn into 6, 7, 8, 9 hours here out on the field in a doubleheader can kind of take its toll if you're really competing the right way. So I think it was good for both teams, and everybody got to sleep in a little bit more. But when I rolled in, I guess I rolled in about 11. A lot of these boys were popping back up here, getting ready to go again.
Chris Rembert, a career-high 4 hits last night as your DH. He's back in the lineup, obviously, today, and he'll be out there at second base.
It'd be hard to take him out. 4 big hits last night, and 3 of them against Cone. So I think that means something, too. Need him. Cooper McMurray just adds a whole nother dimension when he can start swinging that bat. 2 right-handed starters, 1 today. Don't want to scare anybody, but this one pitches kind of like Sammy Dutton. It's fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup, a 4-pitch mix. Maybe the changeup's more to lefties, but we'll put more of the lefties in. Bub Terrell will be in tonight. Cade Blue will be off today. He did a check swing there and felt a little discomfort in his right hand last night, but Bub will be back in there still. Switch hitter, be hitting left-handed in the DH there. Snow will come out today, and we're just trying to put a competitive lineup here to see how we can get started. But, we're going to have to face a guy that can absolutely pitch with all 4 pitches today and kind of dissect him. There was a lot of similarities of talking about him and Dutton and how to attack today. So hopefully putting a couple of these lefties in here will help us in that regard.
All the best tonight, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Children's of Alabama is excited to partner with Auburn Baseball because at Auburn, it's about making a difference on and off the field. The team is thrilled to introduce Hits and Sits, where all proceeds will benefit Children's of Alabama. Step up to the plate and sponsor a home game. You can sign up by visiting bc5foundation.org. Choose a game and a strikeout or a hit. It will be echoed beyond Plainsman Park into the lives of families at Children's of Alabama. Sign up today at bc5foundation.org. War Eagle.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories, like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all. Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
The starting lineups are presented by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
The two head coaches are meeting at home plate with our umpiring crew. We'll start with Mississippi State's lineup. Chris Lamonis' Bulldogs are 24-18 overall. They are 6-13 in league play. Left fielder Garrick Fry leads it off. Sawyer Reeves plays short and hits second. Batting and playing third, it's Ace Reese. Noah Sullivan homered last night. He's the DH and the cleanup hitter. Hunter Hines, the first baseman, bats fifth. And Ross Highfill in right field bats sixth. Bryce Chance is a center fielder. He'll bat seventh. Gatlin Sanders is at second base, batting eighth. And batting ninth and catching, Joe Powell. Again for the Bulldogs, it's Fry, Reeves, Reese, Sullivan, Hines, Highfill, Chance, Sanders, and Powell. Now for the Auburn Tigers, 29-13 overall. Butch Thompson's team 10-9 in SEC play. Off a 4-hit game, Chris Rembert back in the leadoff spot. He'll play second base tonight. Batting second and playing left field is Bub Terrell. In right field, batting third is Ike Irish. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman, Cooper McMurray. Batting fifth and playing third base, Eric Guevara. Lucas Steele is the DH tonight. He hits sixth. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Derek Fabian. In the 8-hole, it's Chase Freilich, the catcher. And batting ninth in center field, it's Bristol Carter. Again for the Tigers, Rembert, Terrell, Irish, McMurray, Guevara, Steele, Fabian, Freilich, and Carter. It's almost baseball time at Plainsman Park. We'll take our final pregame timeout, and then Cade Fisher will come out and throw tonight's first pitch, and we'll get underway. Tigers go for the series win over Mississippi State. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Check out the Talking Tigers podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. The Talking Tigers podcast is a series of one-on-one interviews hosted by the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham. Each week, Andy is joined by a featured guest with Auburn ties from athletics, entertainment, and other walks of life. Past legends and present trailblazers, insightful and entertaining. It's the Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham. Like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts today.
If your day sounds like
we need the report ASAP,
you deserve Modelo. If you've persevered through, you deserve this rich golden lager with a crisp but refreshing taste. Or if you overcame, you deserve this ice cold brewing. Modelo, the mark of fun. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Port, Chicago, Illinois.
Since Auburn Bank opened in 1907, we've been tested by world wars, pandemics, and plenty of troubled times. Through it all, we've not only survived, but thrived by staying true to our core values of sound money management and putting our customers first. And just as surely as more challenges will come, we'll meet them the way we always have, with your confidence and our experience. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Hey guys, it's Auburn baseball season again, and if you want to hit your next big event out of the park, then get Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn to help with all of your catering needs. From team parties to tailgating or any big event you may have, Baumhauer's always hits a home run by making sure all of your logistics are covered, and you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the big game. If you need a place to host your party, come try Baumhauer's new covered patio. Give us a call to book your big event today. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, 2353 Bent Creek Road in Auburn. War Eagle.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power, proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers. Alabama Power, power for a better Alabama. And by Cook's Pest Control, keeping your home and business safe from pests and termites since 1928.
The Tigers have taken the field defensively. Auburn has Bub Terrell in left, Bristol Carter in center, and Ike Irish in right. Along the infield, first to third, Cooper McMurray, Chris Rembert, Derek Fabian, Eric Guevara, Chase Freilich back behind the plate. He does the catching for Cade Fisher, 6'3", 202, junior from Dalton, Georgia, transfer from Florida, number 3 transfer pitcher, according to D1 Baseball in the offseason. 9 starts, a 1-1 record, earned run average of 4.71, 28 2/3 innings, 23 hits, 15 runs, all earned, 19 walks, 37 strikeouts. Team's batting just .225 against Cade Fisher. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Fisher 1-1 in the league, a 4.57 ERA, 21 2/3 innings, 18 hits, 11 runs, 12 walks, 25 punchouts, 6 doubles, 2 homers. He has hit 9 batters in 21 2/3 in the league, and SEC hitting just .228 against Cade Fisher. The lefty gets Fry, Reeves, and Reese to get it started, and we turn it over to the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, to get us started on a sunny Saturday evening.
It is sunny right now.
Yeah.
There is weather just to the north of us, but it appears to be dissipating as it gets closer to the actual plains. So we'll just have to wait and see. But right now, and the first pitch weather forecast brought to you by Blue Moon. Choose Blue Moon. Everything becomes brighter. Every sip of their Belgian-style wheat ale is crafted with Valencia, orange peel, and coriander. Check your local store for Blue Moon. Made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 81 degrees at game time tonight. Wind out of the northwest, 8 miles an hour. Partly cloudy skies as this ball game begins. Garrick Fry will lead it off. Left fielder went 1 for 5 last night. First pitch to him. He swings and fouls back. The first pitch off the the left arm of Cade Fisher. Fry, Reeves, and Reese. The scheduled 3 in the first inning for Mississippi State. Pitch on the inside corner and a strike. Bounces out of the glove of Freilich. Eddie Newsom behind the plate. He is the crew chief. Michael Carroll at first. Michael Phillips at second. And Jeremy Dupree is down at third. 0-2 the count to Fry. Fisher, the wind and the pitch. Jammed it. Right side. Pitcher will have to take it to the bag himself and does. It's a 1 unassisted by Fisher.
What a veteran play by Cooper McMurray at first. He identified that Cade would have the best route to the bag and quickly peeled off. He made the decision early. There was no hesitation. Really authoritarian move there by McMurray at first.
1 down. Nice pitch on the 0-2 by Fisher as he jammed Fry. Going to bring Sawyer Reeves to the plate. Shortstop for the Bulldogs, batting .306, a couple homers, 11 runs batted in, went 0 for 5 in last night's opener and this morning's opener because it was both. Wind and the pitch. It misses upstairs. Off-speed pitch at 85. McMurray, Rembert, Guevara, and Fabian on the Auburn infield tonight. 1-0 pitch. High and deep, but very foul and out of the ballpark and towards the parking deck. 1 ball and 1 strike to Reeves. Parking deck is well populated. Take a look at the top of the War Eagle wall.
Oh, yeah. That's this is one of those nights where that is just the prime spot to be.
Back 40 is packed. So is the K corner. 1-1. Reeves took it inside. 2 balls and a strike.
Off-speed pitch after a couple of fastballs. You know, Fisher's not a guy that's going to blow you away with 95. We've seen him at 88, 89. Last couple of starts, that fastball's been hovering around 85.
2-1. Reeves to right. Long run, Ike Irish. Back at the warning track. It's off the wall. And Reeves will dig for second base, and he'll be there with a stand-up double, his 8th of the season.
Got a fastball up and away. Last night, State did a ton of damage on fastballs up and away, and they didn't mind going the other way at times, and that's what Reeves did with that 2-1 pitch.
Not a bad pitch, just got too much of the plate on the outside corner, and he hit it about halfway up the wall in front of the K corner out there in right field. 8th double of the year for Reeves. And here is Ace Reese. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Fisher. The pitch. Drops low on the off-speed delivery.
Okay, last week at Texas, 3 1/3 innings, 4 runs on 6 hits. The week before that, actually his 3 starts before that, he only gave up 3 runs on 8 hits in 12 innings.
Reeves with the lead at second. He has 6 stolen bases. The 1-0 outside to Reese. 2 balls and no strikes. Reese went 2 for 3 last night. He's batting .340, which is among the Mississippi State leaders. He leads the Bulldogs with 13 homers and 48 runs batted in. 1 out and a runner at second for Mississippi State in the top of the first, the 2-0. High fly ball deep into right. If it stays fair, it's gone, and it's gone. On the top of the performance center and right, and Reese hits his 14th homer of the year. Runs batted in 49 and 50. A no-doubter to right.
This is the second best hitting team in the league in conference play, and they are going to attack. They're going to look high and attack high. And that's what Reeves did on that double, and it's what Reese did on his 14th home run of the season.
All of the runs scored by Mississippi State in the first 2 games of this series have come via the long ball.
Yeah, 3 multi-run home runs.
2-0 Mississippi State. Nobody on, 1 out. And here is Noah Sullivan, who hit a 2-run homer here last night. Pitch on the way. Missed the inside corner. A 1-out double by Reeves. That one misses low. 2 balls and no strikes to Sullivan. And then on a 2-2 or 2-0 pitch to Reese, a long home run to right. 2-0 delivery outside. 3 balls and no strikes. It's not the start that Fisher was looking for.
Nope. How do you respond? And he's responded well when faced with adversity throughout the year.
And he walks Sullivan on 4 pitches.
But that's what he's done less of over his last 3 starts. Against Georgia a month ago, he walked 5. In his 3 starts since then, a total of 4 walks. He's walked 1 in each of his last 2 starts coming into today. And very early, and probably a good idea, Auburn's going to go populate the bullpen here in the first inning. John Armstrong trots down. He's leading the charge.
Meeting on the mound with the Auburn infield, including the battery, breaks up. And here is Hunter Hines, the first baseman. A 1-out double off the wall and right by Reeves. A 1-out, 2-run homer by Reese, and then Noah Sullivan walked on 4 consecutive pitches. Mississippi State leads Auburn 2-0. We're in the first. Fisher, the stretch, and the pitch to Hines. Fly ball into deep right center field. Back at the warning track, and the ball is gone. Hunter Hines hits his 62nd career home run, and it's a 4-0 game. A 2-run shot into the back 40 in right center field.
Well, not Fisher's best stuff. First inning has been at times his best inning this year. Not the case today. State's been ready. Again, they look up and they hit them there. So
Hines' 9th home run of the season. He's second on State's all-time home run list behind Rafael Palmeiro. Now 5 behind Palmeiro, and that'll bring Everett Tiefert out. Fisher was able to get ahead of Fry 0-2 and then jammed him.
Yep.
But has fallen behind every hitter since, and then Hunter Hines jumped on the first pitch he saw. 2-run homers by Ace Reese and Hunter Hines, and State leads 4-0.
Fisher had only given up 3 home runs this year, had not given up 2 in a game. And now he's given up 2 here in the first inning. Just not as sharp as some of the other starts we've seen from him this year.
And Auburn just giving John Armstrong more time to warm up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second trip to the mound for Auburn in this inning for Cade Fisher. Wow.
It would appear somebody in the bullpen is going to need to give Auburn 3 or so innings today.
4-0 Mississippi State leads. We're in the top of the first, 1 out. And Ross Highfill at the plate. Came on as a pinch runner last night. And there's another one that misses outside the strike zone. Since the opening out, he has fallen behind every hitter other than Hines, who had a first pitch out of here for a homer. 1-0. Ball too high. And I'm afraid to say, at this rate, John Armstrong can't get warmed up fast enough for Auburn.
Yep.
2-0. Swing and a miss out in front. 2 balls and a strike to Highfill.
And that's just pitching backwards a little bit there. Highfill thought he had a fastball count and guessed.
Here's the 2-1. Highfill into shallow right. Long run. Irish near the line. Gets there, makes the catch. Second out. And here's Bryce Chance, the center fielder.
Came back to the off-speed pitch twice and had Highfill off balance.
2-run homer by Ace Reese. 2-run homer by Hunter Hines. And State leads Auburn by a score 4-0. Two outs and nobody on. Sunshine a factor for the shortstop. Certainly center and left. Pitch on the way. Strike call in the outside corner to Chance. 1 for 4 last night with a run scored. Batting .289, a homer. 15 runs batted in. State has hit a pair of 2-run homers here in the top of the first to jump out to a 4-0 lead. The pitch. Fouled back here. No balls and 2 strikes. Big crowd on hand tonight. Over 5,000 paid last night. Not many stayed around as that game started at 9:15. 0-2 pitch. This is low, a ball and 2 strikes. Those that were here, though, made some noise in that Auburn win, 6-5.
Yeah, a lot more hung around than you might think for a game that started 3 hours after the scheduled time, and they were in it.
A ball and 2 strikes to Chance. Line to the pitch. Line drive, base hit to left. And the fastball right now is what is being tattooed by Mississippi State.
Yep, it's mid-80s, 85, 86, and he's not locating it where he wants to. State is all over it. They're sitting on the fastball.
Yeah, 4th hit of the inning for State. And Gatlin Sanders is the 8th man to bat here in the first for the Bulldogs as John Armstrong continues to warm up in the Auburn pen. Chance at first has a stolen base this year and gets a lead over there. The throw over, and he's back.
You may see more than the one throw over. Give John a little more time to loosen up.
Fisher, the stretch. Here's the pitch. Nope, another throw to first.
Chance is the most likely Bulldog to run. He has 7 stolen bases. Check that. Highfill has 10, but he's second on the team.
Stretch by Fisher in the pitch. In there for a strike. Chance 7 out of 8 stealing bases this year.
2 more homers for State. 70 on the year now for Mississippi State.
0-1 pitch. Drops outside. Ball and a strike to Sanders, who went 1 for 3 with a run scored. Well, Auburn came from behind last night, trailed 2-0 early, came back to win it. Tigers trail 4-0 before they come to the plate here in the first. Fisher, the 1-1. Ground ball to the right side to McMurray on a hop. He'll take it to the bag, and the inning is over. State scores 4 times on 4 hits, no errors, and a man left. Mississippi State 4, Auburn coming to the plate. Stay tuned. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Football season is coming soon. The Tigers return Friday, August 29th at Baylor.
Oh, he got blindsided by Calvert. Oh, Reed in trouble. Reed goes down. DeMarcus Riddick.
This is your exclusive home for Auburn football, the Auburn Sports Network.
The Southeastern Conference. It's the land of legends, the places, the faces, and moments.
And he's going for it. It's a touchdown.
We've seen the confetti fall again and again. We're not done. It's time for the next generation to make their mark and go from 14 deep to 16 strong. It's a whole new ball game in the SEC, and it just means more.
Auburn has some work to do offensively. State with 4 runs, a couple of 2-run homers in the top of the first. So as Auburn comes to bat for the first time, Tigers trail 4-0. Defensively, State has Garrick Fry in left, Bryce Chance in center, Ross Highfill in right. Along the infield, first to third, Hunter Hines, Gatlin Sanders, Sawyer Reeves, Ace Reese, Joe Powell, the catcher for a second straight game. And the pitcher is Evan Sierri. Sierri, a 6'1", 205-pound junior right-hander from Columbus, Mississippi, and Starkville Academy. Sierri 0-1, 5 starts, 5 relief outings, 10 total appearances, an earned run average of 4 flat, 27 innings, 24 hits, 12 earned runs, 10 walks, 33 strikeouts, 2 wild pitches, 2 hit batters. Teams batting .231 against Evan Sierri. In SEC play, teams are batting .256 against him. 5 doubles, 5 homers, 20 2/3 innings, 4 starts, 0-1, and a 5.23 ERA against the SEC.
Right-handers hitting .256 against Sierri. Left-handers hitting .256 against Sierri. He is a 4-pitch guy, according to the scouting report: fastball, slider, change, and a curveball. Butch Thompson likens him to Samuel Dutton. First pitch to Chris Rembert. Missed outside. Ball 1.
Thought that was quite the compliment pregame. Sierri, fastball, tops out, 91, 92. Uses locations, mixes all those pitches well.
1-0. Down the middle for a strike to Rembert, who went 4 for 4 last night with a 2-run double into the left field corner. Rembert hitting .323 in his freshman season, 4 homers, 23 runs batted in. Now the 1-1. Ground ball left side, third baseman to his left. Reeves to first, low but out.
You could hear a grunt from Rembert when he hit the ball, too. He didn't get it square, didn't barrel it up, and he knew it. He got a slider coming across the plate. We'll talk more about Chris and his future at bats, but really a developed and mature approach to hitting from the freshman.
That brings Bub Terrell to the plate. Did not play last night. I don't believe he was in the lineup Tuesday night either. In Auburn's win against Georgia Tech. Against the right-hander, he's out there tonight. Pitch on the way to Bub. Misses down and in. Batting .294 this year. 4 homers and 22 runs batted in for the Auburn outfielder. Sierra stretches. Here's the 1-0. Skips to the backstop. 2 balls and no strikes on the Yellowwood scoreboard. Auburn softball has taken the series from South Carolina. Scored 6 in the bottom of the 7th last night after the rain delay. And won that ball game today. A 1-hit shutout for Guerin. Auburn won 7-0. Pitch. High and outside. 3 balls and no strikes to Terrell. So Auburn has taken that series and look to get all 3 tomorrow over at Jane B. Moore Field. Final SEC regular season series for the Tigers. 3-0 the count to Terrell. Here's the pitch. And a strike.
The high strike is there, at least to Bub.
Four to nothing. Mississippi State leads. Auburn bats in the bottom of the first. Pitch. And Terrell takes strike 2. He had thrown the bat away.
Umpires don't like that.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Terrell.
Gotta hang in there.
Three-two pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
And Bub had a word for Eddie Newsom, too.
Here's Ike Irish with 2 outs and nobody on. Hitting .343, 11 homers and 36 runs batted in. Unusual night for Ike of late. He was 0 for 4.
It was conspicuous by his absence last night. He was just about the only offense in Austin last weekend.
Pitch to him. Curveball misses inside.
He was really the only guy that didn't have a productive at bat in last night's game. Either hit, a run, RBI, sacrifice.
John Armstrong continues to warm in the Auburn pen. The pitch. Miss outside to Irish. 2 balls and no strikes.
These teams have played some wild, high-scoring games in this ballpark over the last decade or so.
2-0. Irish goes after it. Comes up empty on the fastball. And on the first strike, Mississippi State goes to the shift, and the third baseman is the one that goes into shallow right field. Stretched pitch. Little looper on the infield. On a hop to the shortstop. He throws to first, and it's an easy inning for Evan Sierra. Mississippi State leads Auburn 4-0 through 1. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
I like what I like, and I do what I want.
If what you like is getting the highest payouts, getting the most free play, and finding more of your favorite games on a spacious upscale gaming floor, then Wind Creek Montgomery is your kind of fabulous. No matter what fabulous means to you, you'll find it here. Wind Creek Montgomery. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories, like cookouts, cornhole with friends, ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad, the one with the feta, oh, sorry, or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
This is Coach Butch Thompson. Back to more baseball on the Auburn Sports Network.
It is a 1-inning outing for Cade Fisher. John Armstrong is in on a Golden Flake call to the bullpen to start the second inning. Armstrong, the senior out of Marietta, 6 feet, 220 pounds. He's 2-1 this year. Earned run average of 4.40. 13 outings, all in relief. 14 and a third innings pitched. 21 hits allowed. 9 runs, 7 of them earned. 3 walks, 17 strikeouts. Team's batting .333 against John Armstrong. And in the SEC, he's 0-1 with a 9.64 ERA. 5 appearances, 4 2/3 innings, 14 hits. 7 runs, 5 earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Teams are batting .519 against him in SEC play, but plain and simple, Auburn needs John Armstrong to, you'd think go at least a couple of innings here tonight if you can. Kate Fisher goes 1, gives up 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 homers, 1 walk, and Fisher's day is done. He faced 8 batters, so Armstrong gets Powell, then back to the top of the order, Fry and Reeves here in the second inning.
Armstrong pitched against Georgia Tech Tuesday night. Matter of fact, he picked up the win in relief for Auburn. Went 2 innings, gave up no runs on 2 hits with 3 strikeouts. And he will get the 9-1 and 2 hitters for Mississippi State in the second. 26 pitches for Fisher, 14 for strikes. And the pitches in the strike zone were very hittable in the first.
Yeah, most of them were up. And it looked like State just sort of sat on the fastball. And it didn't take them long to get the timing down.
Here's the catcher, Joe Powell. Had a 3-run homer last night, went 1 for 3, batting .241, 4 homers, 20 runs batted in. His 3-run homer tied the game last night at 5. Auburn eventually won 6-5. And Armstrong always off the stretch pitches. Slider in there for a strike. For 4-0, Mississippi State leads and bats in the top of the second. 0-1 to Powell. Just missed the inside corner, 1-1 the count. Right-hander against right-hander as Armstrong stretches and pitches. Up the right side, foul on a line drive off the brickwork near the tarp, which came in handy last night. 1-2.
There was a chance it was going to be needed tonight before this game got underway. Think about some of the games these teams have played in this ballpark over the last 15 years or so, I guess.
1-2 to Powell. Here's the pitch. Fouled back to the screen.
2 years ago, the Saturday game, Auburn lost 11-10. Came back the next day and won the series finale, won the rubber game 12-11. I think it was 2010 or 2011 where one team scored a whole bunch early. The Auburn.
6.
Okay.
Swing on a foul tip. That was 2010. And I think it was either the Saturday or the deciding game on Sunday. State came out, scored 6 runs. That was the year of Hunter Morris, and Auburn, I think, set a record for home runs that year, and Auburn came back and won it.
2010, Auburn won the Saturday game 16-14.
That would be it. 1-2 pitch. Out in front, Powell goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Armstrong and the Tigers. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1.
That 2010 team, coming and looking at some of these numbers, they scored 9, 16, and 11 against Mississippi State. Beat Tennessee 18-0 and 9-2 that year. And they just put up some huge numbers. Beat Ole Miss 18-4 and 11-1 in Oxford that year.
Swept Ole Miss that weekend. Final weekend of the year. Here is Fry. First pitch, misses low. Came from behind on Friday night and got a pinch hit home run. And then blew out Ole Miss on Saturday or Thursday or Friday and Saturday. 1-0 to Fry. Fly ball right center field. Long run for Carter. Dives. He made the catch. In the gap in right center field.
Let's not waste any time with that one.
because that's our defensive play of the game, presented by Cook's Pest Control. Don't forget to add pest control to your lineup, from keeping mosquitoes away to protecting against termites and clearing cobwebs. Spring cleaning isn't done until you call Cook's Pest Control. 2 down. Sawyer Reeves at the plate, doubled and scored in the first. He doubled off the wall in right. First pitch to him. Off the end of the bat, shallow right field, long run, Rembert. He is there, makes the catch. And Armstrong retires Mississippi State in order. A good running catch by Chris Rembert. He ended up almost on the right field line. 3 up, 3 down for State. Bulldogs lead the Tigers 4-0 as we move to the top or the bottom of the second. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
For 70 years, Max Credit Union has been more than just a financial institution. We've been a part of your community, your milestones, your dreams. At Max, you're not just a customer. You're a member, a neighbor, a friend. So as we celebrate 70 years of trust, service, and financial growth, we want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing Max, and thank you for letting us be a part of your journey. Max Credit Union, 70 years strong and just getting started. Federally insured by NCUA.
Southeastern Industrial Contractors offers the path to a productive and successful career for hard workers of all ages, especially young people looking to jump straight into the workforce. Southeastern Industrial Contractors is now hiring for great-paying skilled trade positions. Managing partner Derek Harville is a proud Auburn University graduate with deep roots in the community. Give him a call at 334-209-6355 to learn more. Southeastern Industrial Contractors, 334-209-6355.
McMurray, Guevara, and Steele for Auburn in the bottom half of the second. Tigers trail 4-0 to Mississippi State. Tonight's second inning brought to you by Southern Union. There's a new path to the Plains. It runs through Southern Union State Community College. Moves seamlessly to Auburn to complete a bachelor's degree in selected programs by taking courses at Southern Union and Auburn concurrently, all at Southern Union's tuition rates. Let Southern Union put you on a path to the Plains. With Brad Law, I'm Andy Birch. I'm glad to have you with us on the Auburn Sports Network this evening. Let's see if Auburn can make a comeback in Game 2. Tigers came from 2 runs down last night to win that one 6-5. They'll have to come from 4 runs down tonight, at least. Here's Cooper McMurray. His run-scoring hit and run double in the bottom of the 7th turned out to be the game winner last night. Pitch to McMurray. Curveball in there for a strike. And on the first pitch, the first strike, that triggers State into the shift. And again, it's the third baseman that sets up in shallow right field. 0-1 to Cooper. Out in front, way out in front. 0-2 the count.
Well, the struggle for Cooper has been to recognize that pitch out of the hand, because out of the hand, it was on the inside corner.
He's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. This down and in. State thought it had strike 3.
And not a bad idea there from Sierra. You can understand the Dutton comparisons watching him pitch here and mix those pitches.
Yes. Cooper batting .327, 8 homers, 37 runs batted in. He awaits the 1-2. Here it is. Chopper to the right side. First baseman will take it to the bag himself.
And it's ground outs and 1 strikeout. 3 ground outs and a strikeout so far. Auburn is over the top of the pitches from Sierra, at least in the very early going.
And here is Eric Guevara. 1 for 3 last night with a couple runs batted in and a single through the right side and a sacrifice fly, giving Guevara his 12 runs batted in. Made the play on the final play of the night on a force at third. Pitch to him. Misses inside, ball 1.
Sure does appear Sierra is going after the inside corner to both lefties and righties this first time through.
1 out, nobody on for Auburn. Bottom of the second. Bulldogs lead the Tigers 4-0. Here's the stretch and the 1-0. Missed outside, 2-0 the count.
Half of Eric's hits this year are extra base hits.
Sierra works off the stretch. 2-0. Ball 3 outside. Remember, he fell behind Terrell 3-0, came back to strike out the Auburn freshman. He's fallen behind Guevara now. 3-0 pitch. Got a generous strike call.
He really did.
3-1.
Eric has walked 2 times this year.
Here's the 3-1. Strike 2, outside corner. Good pitch from Sierra.
Well, he can locate on the inside when he wants to, and he can hit that outside corner when he wants to.
He's fallen behind 2 hitters, 3-0, has worked a full count to both. He struck out Terrell, now 3-2 to Guevara. Stretch and pitch. Chopper foul, and Eric spoiled a pretty good pitch.
Yes, he did. He got a slider down and fought it off.
Count remains full. One out, nobody on for Auburn in the bottom of the second. 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging on the curve.
He has not shown the curve very much, and that made it all the more effective.
Now, both of his strikeouts tonight, to Terrell in the first and Guevara here in the second. He fell behind 3-0, got a generous strike call on 3-0, and came back to strike out the batter swinging. 2 outs in the inning. And here's Lucas Steele.
And I'll tell you, for a little while longer, as long as the sun is where it is, if you could just hit it right at the third baseman, they just tried to throw the ball around the horn, and Reese had to dodge because he couldn't see the ball.
Steele swings at the first pitch and pops it up into center. Bryce Chance is there. And Auburn retired in order in the second. 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers. Mississippi State leads Auburn by a score of 3-0. Make that 4-0. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Hey guys, it's Auburn baseball season again, and if you want to hit your next big event out of the park, then get Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn to help with all of your catering needs. From team parties to tailgating or any big event you may have, Baumhauer's always hits a home run by making sure all of your logistics are covered, and you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the big game. If you need a place to host your party, come try Baumhauer's new covered patio. Give us a call to book your big event today. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, 2353 Bent Creek Road in Auburn. War Eagles.
Don't stop planning for your future. Don't stop investing in your kids' education. Don't stop dreaming of that new home. And don't stop growing your business. Whatever you're passionate or dreaming about, don't stop. Because when you have a bank you can trust, you have the confidence to take on tomorrow. Speak with a Trustmark associate today for advice on achieving your goals. Trustmark. People you trust, advice that works. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back to Bladesman Park for more Auburn baseball against Mississippi State.
We go to the third. Mississippi State leads Auburn 4-0. A pair of 2-run homers in the first. The only runs in tonight's game. Auburn doesn't have a base runner through 2 innings. And tonight's third inning is presented by the Vance Law Firm. The phone number is easy to remember, friends. They say dial 3 for me. 334-333-3333.
The 33-yard chip contest, even closer today than it was last night.
And last night was one of the best we've seen.
Yeah. The guy almost had it. He finally got the distance down. He was straight but long on the first 2. He had the distance down on the third, but he was off to the left by maybe a yard.
Here's Ace Reese to lead off the third. Came up in the first at a 2-0 pitch out of here to right. And it was a no-doubter, friends. That was against Cade Fisher. This is John Armstrong, who set down, stayed in order in the second. The pitch. It drops low for ball 1. New baseball for Armstrong. Reese, a sophomore from Canton, Texas. 14 home runs and 50 runs batted in. John comes set in the pitch. Missed a little bit low, 2-0. This was the count that he hit the home run in the first.
He sat fastball 2-0. See if that's what he gets from John.
Swing on a line drive up the right side. That was off speed from Armstrong. That little bit of frisbee.
And Reese was looking fastball again.
He
There,
was.
way out in front.
2 balls and a strike to Reese. Sullivan and Hines to follow in the Mississippi State third inning. Bulldogs lead the Tigers 4-0. Stretch in the 2-1. Fastball inside corner with a. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Toss another frisbee up there.
2-2. Here it is. Nope, fastball. Missed outside. Actually, wasn't a fastball, was it? 3 balls and 2 strikes. Missed the outside corner at 81 miles an hour. Reese to lead off the third for State. Full count now to the left-handed hitting third baseman. The pitch, and he chops it foul. You don't see many left-handed hitting third basemen.
True.
Three balls and 2 strikes to count. Reese is batting .344 on the year. And he awaits the full count pitch. Here it is. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. I think he knew it, too. That one whistled in at 93.
He got 2 strikes on the inside corner to Reese. I think you may see that more against this power hitter for Mississippi State throughout the game. You got to get it there, but he has not wanted to swing the bat on that pitch.
Second strikeout for Armstrong. The K counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. Here's Noah Sullivan. Walked on 4 pitches in the first after the 2-run homer by Reese. And then on the next pitch, Hunter Hines hit another 2-run homer. Pitch. Low. Ball 1. Fralick tried to bring it up. And actually did, but didn't get the call. Guevara guards the line at third. 1-0 pitch. Again, same pitch, same result. Miss low. Fralick tried to bring it up. 2 balls and no strikes. 4 runs on 4 hits for Mississippi State. Auburn looking for its first base runner tonight. We're in the top of the third, 2-0. Strike called on the inside corner. Sullivan 1 for 4 last night. He hit a 2-run homer that gave Mississippi State its only lead of the night, 2-0. Now the 2-1. Strike on the outside corner. That's the frisbee.
Really good pitch.
2-2.
Sullivan thinks that's going to tail further away, and it doesn't. It just clips that corner.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Sullivan. Armstrong stretches. Here's the pitch. He reaches down and fouls it over the 984 club and onto Donahue and into the parking lot off the right side.
Excellent 2-strike pitch. Fastball at 94 on the outside corner.
Sullivan's batting .343 on the year. 10 homers and 33 runs batted in. He awaits the 2-2 pitch from Armstrong. Here it is. Hit him. Well, that's the last thing you wanted to do there.
Yep.
Tried to come inside and hit him. And now Hines to the plate. Sullivan takes his time walking to first. It was a fastball. And now Hunter Hines to the plate. Hit a 2-run homer into the back 40 in right center field in the first. His 9th homer of the year.
There are no breaks in this lineup. I mean, in a lot of ways, this is a much more potent lineup than what Auburn faced in Austin a week ago.
No question about that, Brad. 63 career home runs for Hines now, 4 behind Rafael Palmeiro's 67. Pitch. Missed the outside corner. A ball and no strikes to Hines. Went 0 for 4 last night. Homered on the first pitch he saw here tonight. Sullivan at first, a stolen base this season. As Armstrong comes set. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, strike. Hines jumped out of the way. A 1-out hit by pitch. Sullivan is at first. A ball and a strike now to Hunter Hines. Pitch on the way. Out in front of the curveball. A ball and 2 strikes.
Set up by the previous pitch. Fastball on the inside corner. That one starts in the same spot and then dives to the back foot.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Hines. Armstrong set. There's the pitch. Out in front, Hines swings and misses. Same pitch, Brad.
Yeah. That strike on the inside corner with the fastball, absolutely critical to set up the next 2 breaking balls that Hines went after.
Third strikeout for John Armstrong. And that's a pitch that doesn't have as much lateral movement as it has dip.
Yep.
On the inside corner there. 2 down. Here's Ross Heifel. He flied to right in the first inning. Sullivan at second, first base now with 2 down. Stretch in the pitch. Heifel chops it foul at the plate. Auburn men's golf won its quarterfinal match at the SEC tournament today, beating Texas 4-1. The Tigers fell to Florida in the semifinals. So Auburn now comes home and gets ready to host an NCAA regional at the Auburn University Club in defense of its NCAA championship from a year ago. 0-1 to Heifel. Ooh, nice pitch inside corner. 0-2. He has gone to 2 strikes on every hitter in this inning. Got a strikeout of Reese and Hines, hit Sullivan, and he's ahead of Heifel, 0-2. Stretch and pitch. Missed outside. Snared by Fraley. Thought he might take a look at first base there, but Sullivan not far enough off the bag. He's there with 2 outs. Sullivan gets his lead at first. Armstrong checks it. Now the 1-2 to Heifel.
Yeah.
Just missed the outside corner.
Boy.
Looked like Eddie Newsom thought about it. 2-2.
Wouldn't mind another look at that one. It's a good pitch.
Sure was. I might go after that again. 2-2 pitch. High and deep to left, but foul. He was out in front. Plenty of distance, but foul over the Tiger Terrace. At 5,500 here Tuesday night, that's the largest midweek crowd in Auburn history. Over 5,000 paid here last night. This crowd is, I think, going to get close to the 7,000 we saw here a couple weeks ago against LSU.
I agree. I'm not sure how many more people you could fit in here.
I agree. 2-2 to Heifel. Here it is. Got it. Swing it. Armstrong strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left. Bottom of the third. Mississippi State 4, Auburn nothing. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Enjoy baseball and softball season on the Plains with live sports radio. Presented by Alpha Insurance. Auburn Sports Network broadcasts are available with no delay at both Plainsman Park and Jane B. Moore Field. Every grand slam, stolen base, and strikeout. Yours with no delay. Look for the live sports radio kiosk around the ballpark. Live sports radio lets you take the broadcast with you at every football game. Plus, home men's and women's basketball games, baseball, and softball. Live sports radio. Presented by Alpha Insurance.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
John Armstrong struck out the side in the top of the third. Let's see if Auburn can take a little momentum into the bottom of the third against Evan Sierri, who has been economical and effective in 2 innings of work, 25 pitches. And 6 up and a 6 down against the Tigers with a couple strikeouts for this right-hander who Butch Thompson compared in the pregame show today to Auburn's Friday night starter, Samuel Dutton, a 4-pitch guy, uses the 4 pitches effectively. And through 2 innings, you really can't argue
No.
with the Auburn head coach, can you?
Auburn hasn't been able to touch him.
No.
A little bit of rain starting to fall here at the ballpark.
Oh, my.
Just
Okay.
a few, just a little sprinkle.
Here's Derek Fabian, 1 for 4 last night with a run scored. Hitting .259, 4 homers, 28 runs batted in. Third baseman Reese, even with the bag. Pitch to Fabian. Missed inside, ball 1. Evan Sierra off the stretch, as always, the 1-0. Swing, fly ball into center. Center fielder is there and makes a great catch on a ball that nearly got over Bryce Chance's head in right center field.
Well, it looked like he read it the way a lot of people in the ballpark read it off the bat, that it might fall. It would kind of bloop, get down, and it didn't. It got up and kept hanging and carrying, and he had to jump at on his last step to make the catch.
The hardest hit ball that Auburn has of the 7 batters so far. Here's Chase Fralick. 1 for 4 last night with an RBI and a run scored. Hitting .331, the pitch from Sierra. This is down and in. One thing we've seen from Sierra early, he doesn't seem to be bothered when he falls behind in the count.
Mm-mm.
Stretch. 1-0 pitch. Strike call in the inside corner. 1-1 to Chase, batting .331, 3 homers, 31 runs batted in. Four to nothing. Mississippi State leads Auburn. We're in the bottom of the third, 1 out. 1-1 pitch. Fralick up the middle. Second baseman can't get it. And Auburn has his first base runner of the night on a seeing eye single by Chase Fralick.
So many of his hits this year, a slider sinking down toward the dirt, and Chase goes down to get it. He just golfed it through the middle.
Good attempt by Gatlin Sanders. He just couldn't get a glove on the ball. And here's Bristol Carter, who has the defensive play of the night for Auburn. That diving play out in right center field that is extra bases if he doesn't make it. Sierra stretches and pitches. Carter takes a strike on the slider.
Sierra, 4 hits, 2 runs in 4 innings last week against Florida. 2 runs on 5 hits in 4 innings at Alabama. 4 1/3 innings against South Carolina before that.
0-1 to Bristol Carter. Here comes the pitch. Drops low. He held off of it. A ball and a strike. This completes the first time through the order for Auburn. How many times have we talked about the importance of that second time through against a guy that was dominant the first time through? Fralick gets his lead at first. Auburn's first base runner of the night. Now the 1-1 to Carter. It missed outside, 2-1.
That was the 4th inning last night that Auburn got the bats going the second time through against Conn.
Outfield play straightaway. Pretty shallow and right for Highfill. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Off speed and up. Carter came up empty, 2-2.
The timing was good. Just couldn't catch it up there at shoulder level.
A 1-out single for Fralick. He's at first. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Carter. Stretch by Sierra, the pitch. Swing and a ground ball, third base side. It's foul. In between, Ace Reese, the third baseman for State, and Auburn's third base coach, Carl Nunemaker. Look down at the concourse and see Kate Malvo, Auburn associate or co-head coach, on her birthday.
That's right.
And a shutout win for Auburn today over at J.B. Moore Field to take that series from South Carolina.
Bristol's got to look slider here after back-to-back pitches up.
2-2 pitch. On the way. Missed low and away. Scooped and blocked by Powell.
It's a good take.
Count is full, 3-2. With anyone, perhaps other than Fralick at first, you might think about starting the runner.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure Auburn will do that with the Tiger catcher right here.
You're right. And outside of him, this guy's given up some stolen bases.
Pitch. Carter off the end of the bat up the first base line, and it stays foul.
It did have a little bit of that spin on it.
Hunter Hines was hoping that might take a turn left. It did not.
Like most NASCAR races, left turn,
right,
left turn,
correct,
left turn. Certainly like Talladega.
Absolutely. Three balls and two strikes. Carter getting some pitches at least into Sierra in this inning. Stretch and the pitch. Got him swinging, got up and in. Not sure that wasn't ball four.
I agree. He went after a couple in that at bat that were up that were probably not strikes.
Third strikeout for Sierra. And now the top of the order for Auburn and Rembert. But before, the catcher, Powell, goes out to talk it over with his right-hander. So Freilich at first, now with 2 outs in the inning. And Chris Rembert, who rounded out to the third baseman Reese to open the Auburn first at the plate. He was 4 for 4 last night. He was on base all 5 times.
Such a smart approach. We talked to him about it after the game, too. He said, well, the guy's slider wasn't that great, so I just eliminated it. Stop looking for it.
Pretty good hole on the left side of the infield. The pitch to Rembert is a slider for strike 1.
That's the pitch he got him to ground out on in the first inning.
Reese guarding the line at third. Pretty good hole on the left side of the infield with 2 down. Stretch in the 0-1. It drops low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Rembert. Sierra comes set. Freilich gets his lead at first. The 1-1. Rembert. Oh, he had one up in the strike zone to hit and just didn't make contact with the curveball. 1-2. And Auburn hasn't been able to connect with that curveball yet. A ball and 2 strikes to Rembert. 4 homers, 23 runs batted in. The pitch up and in, almost hit him. 2-2. Came up and in with the fastball.
I think it's the first fastball that he's thrown in this sequence. I wouldn't expect another one.
I think he gets another curveball here or a slider on the outside corner. 2-2. No, he went with a fastball out and missed. Now a 3-2 2-out pitch coming up, and Freilich will get an early start here.
2 of Chris's hits in last night's game came on 3-2 pitches.
First baseman Hines will play behind Freilich. The 3-2. Ball 4. Missed outside. Good at bat by Rembert. And for the first time tonight, Auburn has multiple runners on base. First walk of the night for Sierra. And here's Bub Terrell.
And Rembert has just every single game you come away impressed with Rembert's approach offensively. He takes walks.
Yeah. Freshman out of Pensacola, Florida. And that will bring the pitching coach out for Mississippi State.
44 pitches for Sierra.
That's 19 in this inning alone.
Uh-huh. And that's after Fabian was retired on the first pitch. Bristol Carter and Chris Rembert both worked full counts.
Justin Parker is the pitching coach in his second season. And the meeting on the mound has the entire infield there. And Eddie Newsom is out to break it up.
Sierra has been a guy who's gone 4 to 5 innings, and then typically they brought in Ben Davis. He pitched in last night's game.
Right.
Auburn's got to put a little more heat on him to get him to that point.
That's the question mark that we have in this one is if Auburn does get to Sierra, who does State go to at that point?
Chris Lamonis said after the game last night that Davis can come back and pitch again this weekend, but we don't know if he means tonight or tomorrow.
Here's Bub Terrell with 2 down. The pitch. Bub takes it inside, ball 1.
He's got the 2 freshmen on base ahead of him.
Freilich at second and Rembert at first. Terrell 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. Stretch in the pitch. Bub swings, lines it off the first baseman's glove down the right field corner. Around third base is Freilich. He will score. Rembert will be held up at third, and Terrell into second base, and the Tigers are on the board. He smashed that one. 9th double of the year for Terrell. Hines just couldn't get his glove up in time.
And Hines was playing deep at first, too. That ball was just a rocket off the bat of Bub Terrell. Boy, and you love that. Rembert at the top of the lineup works a walk. Terrell batting second. It's as high in the lineup as he has been this year, and he comes through.
That's Auburn's 4th double of the weekend, and here is Ike Irish. Base hit here, cuts the lead to 1. Stretching the pitch. Inside, 0-1. One-0 pitch to Irish. Here it is. Swing and a miss, and he had a home run cut at that one. A ball and a strike. One ball and 1 strike to count. Runners at second and third, 2 outs for Auburn. Stretch in the pitch. Irish swings and lines it right at the shortstop who was playing up the middle. They had him positioned perfectly. Auburn gets a run. On a couple hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We're through 3 at Plainsman Park. Mississippi State 4, Auburn 1. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
It's Macy's Friends and Family Sale. Hurry in for insider deals on must-have spring styles from your favorite brands, like an extra 30% off new dresses, handbags, and accessories from Karl Lagerfeld Paris, Donna Karan New York, Avec La Vie, and more. Plus, get 15% off fragrances, beauty, and skincare, too. It's not only the best time to shop for yourself, it's also the best time to shop early for Mother's Day. Don't miss Friends and Family, going on now at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
You're listening to Auburn Baseball. Now, more of the Tigers and Bulldogs.
We go to the 4th. Mississippi State 4, Auburn 1. John Armstrong back to work. 32 pitches for Armstrong in his 2 innings of work tonight. He will get the bottom third of the order for Mississippi State in the 4th. And to take you through the middle 3, here's Brad Law.
If you ain't first, you're last. Here on Tiger Dega Nights weekend, 7, 8, 9 hitters. And as we reach and pass the top of the hour, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Matt, don't call me Wilson Contreras in our Skyview studios tonight. And we're glad that you are with us on radio stations throughout Alabama or on the Auburn Game Day app or the Auburn Tigers YouTube channel. John Armstrong goes to work. Tigers trail 4-1. The pitch is there. It's called a ball. My goodness, they appeal to first. Michael Carroll says that chance didn't go around. A really good pitch called ball 1 to start the at-bat. Chance singled in the first inning. He takes a strike to even the count. Off-speed pitch, 1-1. With the hit, Chance's average up to 294. Armstrong a shrug, and now he deals. It's hit on the ground past first. Went the other way and sends it into the corner. Chance rounding first. He's on his way to second. Irish up with the ball. Throw comes in just a little bit late, and it is a leadoff double for Bryce Chance, his 10th double of the season. He's 2 for 2.
Perfectly placed just inside the first base bank. No chance at all for Cooper McMurray.
And the leadoff runner is on base for the first time tonight for Mississippi State.
Good throw in from Irish. He made that closer than you'd think.
Much closer than I thought it was going to be, yeah. So here's the left-handed hitting Gatlin Sanders. He grounded out to first his first time. Tigers would like a ground ball at somebody here. They play him to pull on the infield. Rembert deep. He's on the edge of the right field grass. Outfield straightaway. A little breeze blowing out to straightaway right field. Pitch home. Fly ball center field. Back goes Carter. Now he straightens up, squares up. Runner threatens to tag, does tag, and will make it into third base. A fly out for Sanders advances chance to third with one out here in the fourth inning.
Well, State is trying to do what Auburn did last night, Brad. Responded to a run by the opponent. Auburn did that twice last night against Mississippi State. Auburn got a run in the bottom half of the third to cut the lead to 4-1. And State trying to get that run back immediately here in the top of the fourth.
Activity in the Auburn bullpen. I think that's Griffin Graves, a lefty. You can check me on that. Starting to get loose. He's not in a hurry. Here's Joe Powell, the catcher. And the infield comes in now for Auburn. And there's a bouncing ball up the middle. Into center field, an RBI single for Powell. His fourth RBI of the weekend. State does get the run back. It's 5-1 Bulldogs. Last two batters have gone after the first pitch. Powell's second look at Armstrong, and he singled up the middle against the drawn-in infield. So they pay off the leadoff double and make it 5-1. Now back to the top of the order, and Garrick Fry. He's 0 for 2.
It is Graves that's in the Auburn pen, and Everett Tiefert is out of the Auburn dugout.
While he's talking to the guys, let's check the Yellowwood scoreboard. Texas beat Texas A&M 3-2. Longhorns have won the first two games of that series. They are now, 15-2?
18-2.
18-2, I'm sorry. Yeah, 18-2 in league play. That's going to be it for John Armstrong. One time through the order plus one batter. And Armstrong is out. Griffin Graves is on for the Tigers. It is a golden flake call to the bullpen for Auburn.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Griffin Graves is Auburn's third pitcher of the night, sophomore left-hander, 5'10", 176. From Jackson, Tennessee, Trinity Christian. 3-1 this year, 3.68 earned run average. This will be his ninth relief appearance. Graves 14 2/3 innings, 6 runs all earned on 8 hits, 14 strikeouts, 9 walks, no homers, and opponents are hitting 170 against Griffin Graves in the Southeastern Conference, 2-0, an ERA of 3. This will be his 5th relief appearance. Remember, Armstrong threw two innings against Georgia Tech Tuesday night for the Tigers, so he goes tonight 2 1/3 innings, gives up a run on 2 hits, 4 strikeouts for Armstrong, and he leaves a runner at first base. 1 out in the fourth, and the top of the order coming up for State.
Graves has gone 3 or more innings twice this year. He last pitched at Texas, an inning and a third. The second game of that series, so the Friday game, gave up 1 hit in an inning and a third, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. He gave up 3 runs to Old Dominion back on March 9th. He's given up 3 in 5 outings since then. Tigers could use 2+ from the sophomore left-hander Griffin Graves. Lively fastball. He'll face the top of the order, Garrick Fry, who has swung the bat really impressively with not much to show for it through the first game and a half here this weekend. Yellowwood scoreboard updates. Doubleheader in Lexington. Kentucky beat South Carolina 7-3 to start the day. Kentucky leads South Carolina 4-3 in the bottom of the 5th. The nightcap of that doubleheader. Alabama finished off the sweep of Missouri 12-1. Missouri goes to 0-21 in league play. Georgia beats Oklahoma 6-3. Oklahoma took game 1 Thursday night, and Georgia won the next 2 to claim the series win. Arkansas shut out Florida 7-0. That evens up that series at a game apiece in Gainesville. And Ole Miss looking for a series win over Vanderbilt. Rebels lead the Commodores 7-1 in the bottom of the sixth. Still to come tonight, LSU and Tennessee about to get underway. LSU had a 3-run home run to walk it off last night or early this morning in Baton Rouge. Here is Fry. First pitch to him. Check swing.
Come on.
Check swing on a fastball high. They rule he didn't go.
Okay.
1 ball, no strikes.
Wow.
Pitch to Fry. Fly ball left field. Terrell over. He'll have to play it off a short hop on the left field wall. All the way around to third. Sliding in safely is Powell. Runners are at second and third with 1 out.
9th double of the year for Fry. And they are zeroing in on the Tigers right now. Their 3rd double of the night.
Here is Sawyer Reeves. Now, Auburn got a run in the bottom of the 3rd, and State is answering back loudly. That's their 7th hit of the game. We're in the top of the 4th. State leads 5-1, looking for more. Pitch to Reeves is high, ball 1. Reeves has doubled and scored. He's also popped out to second. 1-0 pitch. There's a strike at the knees. You got to live down against this Mississippi State offense. They will clobber you when you leave it up. Runners at second and third. Graves comes set. He pitches. It bounces up there, gets away from Freilich, but not far enough for runners to advance.
Good job by Freilich to use the body because he got enough of it that even though it bounced to the right, he didn't bounce far enough for the runners to advance.
2-1 the count. 1 out, 2 on. More activity for Auburn in the bullpen.
Ben Shore in the Auburn pen.
Bulldogs out hitting the Tigers 7-2. Stretch and pitch. Line drive, left field, base hit. Over the leaping Fabian, a run is in. It's 6-1 Mississippi State on the RBI single for Sawyer Reeves. His 12th RBI of the year. 4th hit of the inning. Powell scores easily. 2nd run of the inning. 6-1 Bulldogs. Runners are at the corners. Fry at third, Reeves at first, and Ace Reese. Before he bats, Everett Tiefert is out to talk to Griffin Graves. Well, frankly, you watch this State team hit, and you go, how are they 6-13 in SEC play? Their offensive stats are fantastic. And they are
dialed in tonight.
They really are. It has not mattered. They got on Fisher right from the jump. Armstrong was effective for a couple of innings. Chance started the inning with a double. 2 batters later, Powell an RBI single. And they have a double and a single against Griffin Graves. 1st and 3rd and 1 out. Guevara, even with the bag, way off the line at third. Middle infielders at double play depth for the home run hitter, Ace Reese. Pitch. Called strike. Off speed, floated in, landed at the top of the zone. It's 0-1. Reese homered in the first, a 2-run shot. He struck out looking in the third. 0-1 pitch. Bouncing ball, foul, pass first. And it's 0-2. Four runs in the first inning for Mississippi State. And then Sierre, their starter, retired the first 7 batters of the ball game before Auburn could get some offense going. So the Tigers have been playing from behind all game. 0-2. Low and blocked by Freilich. A ball and 2 strikes. Tough to change that momentum and get back on the other side and play offensive rather than defensive. Tigers trying to keep this from becoming an even bigger inning. A ball and 2 strikes. Graves pitches. Off speed, fouled off to the left side. Over toward the Tiger terrace, into the terrace. Still 1-2. Reese with 14 home runs. He's now at 50 RBIs. Steps back in the box. Tigers trail 6-1. Graves comes set. He deals. Ground ball past Rembert into right field. A run is in. Third straight hit off of Graves. 5th hit of the inning for Mississippi State. And they lead at 7-1. 4th straight base hit for the Bulldogs. Reeves stops at second. First and second, one down for Noah Sullivan. He's the 7th man to bat in the inning. And here's Everett Tieford, and that'll bring the end of the game for Griffin Graves. Ben Shore will come on, presumably for the Tigers. Signal has been given. And Auburn is just trying to stop the bleeding as Jackson Sanders heads down to the bullpen. Abe Chancellor heads down to the pen as well. Graves out, new pitcher on for Auburn. We'll talk about it after this Golden Flake call to the bullpen for the Tigers.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Pitching change for Auburn to Ben Shore, redshirt senior, 6'1", 203, right-hander out of Columbus, Georgia, Columbus High School. Ben 1-0 on the year, 5.40 earned run average, making his 6th relief appearance. 5 innings for Shore, 3 runs, all earned on 5 hits, 8 strikeouts, a walk, no homers. Opponents are hitting .263 against Shore. No record in the ERA, or no record in the SEC, and an ERA of 0. This was just his 2nd SEC appearance. A third of an inning. No runs, no hits, a strikeout. Ben Shore is on for Auburn. He's the 3rd pitcher in this inning for Auburn and the 5th pitcher of the night for the Tigers. Talking to Ben before the ball game yesterday. He has been a catcher his entire life. Said he pitched a couple innings in high school and one day was catching a bullpen at Auburn. And Tim Hudson at the time was the pitching coach for Auburn, and they were at the end of the bullpen, and Ben said, "Hey, let me throw." Threw a fastball, and it was 90 plus. Threw another one, and it was good. And Tim Hudson said, "Hey, let me give you here's a curveball grip."
Yeah.
And he threw the curveball, and Ben Shore went from a catcher to a pitcher.
And in one bullpen session.
In one bullpen session.
How about that?
And has been a pitcher ever since for the Tigers.
See if he can pitch out of a mess here in the 4th inning. Mississippi State has scored 3 times. They have 2 on, only 1 out in the inning. And they lead Auburn 7-1.
State has not been fooled tonight.
Nope. No, by anybody. Griffin Graves, 3 hits, 1 run. He faced 3 batters. He threw 11 pitches, 8 were strikes. But they were too good, too hittable, rather. And that was the case for Cade Fisher tonight to start the game.
Threw 1 inning and gave up 4 runs, 4 hits. And they camped on his fastball in the 1st.
And Armstrong was effective until he got into what would have been, I guess, his 5th inning of the week after the 2 Tuesday against Georgia Tech. All right, here's Noah Sullivan. There's a spin and a throw to second. And back goes Reeves. 7-1. Mississippi State. Bulldogs vow to hit Auburn 9-2. Auburn got a run in the third. State with 3 here in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Called strike.
That's a slider from Shore. That was really his best pitch a year ago. I think he has helped and has been most effective with his fastball this season.
0-1 to the DH, the cleanup hitter, the pitch. Fouled straight back. Went back to the slider, and it's 0-2. Sullivan has walked and scored, and he's been hit by a pitch.
Ben Shore's best outing was 2 Tuesdays ago at Jacksonville State. Picked up the win, his second as an Auburn Tiger.
And that fastball was electric that night,
was
for
it
sure.
ever. Struck out 4 of the 5 that he faced.
0-2. Breaking ball, again the slider, and it's fouled away. Sullivan reached out, fought it off. Right-handed hitting DH out of Orlando. Got that Daniel Day-Lewis Gangs of New York mustache. Oh, 2. Slider again. He spoiled it again. Fouled it off to the right over on Donahue. Still 0-2.
Been nothing but sliders in this at bat. I might think of an elevated fastball.
Bulldogs at first and second, leading 7-1. First mission for Auburn. Get out of this inning. 0-2. Breaking ball, fouled back. And still 0-2 to Sullivan. Shore with a deep breath comes set from the stretch. He pitches. He misses low and away. Nothing but sliders. That time Sullivan didn't offer at it. Play him to pull slightly on the infield. Guevara about 7 feet off the line. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball, fouled back. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Good at bat here by Sullivan. Doing what the DH should. Hunter Hines waits on deck. He homered in the first inning. Sullivan, the 7th man to bat here in the inning for State. This big crowd at Plainsman Park, they've kind of been taken out of it
since the get-go.
Yep. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another slider. Has Sullivan decided just to lay off the slider and only target a fastball? Shore off the right side of the rubber, ready again. He fires. Ball 3, just a little bit out. Sullivan flinched but didn't swing. And now the count is full with 1 out. Top of the 4th. 4 in the first, 3 here in the 4th for the visitors. Pitch. Low with a slider. He lost it. It's good at bat by Sullivan. He draws his 2nd walk of the game, and the bases are loaded. And this is real danger territory. Already trailing 7-1. And Hunter Hines, 2nd leading home run hitter in Mississippi State history, coming to the plate. 5 straight have reached. Hines has homered and struck out. The pitch. Strike 1 on the curve. 0-1 the count. Hines, potential strikeout candidate. He's K'd more than anybody else in the lineup tonight for the Bulldogs. Struck out in the 3rd. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, hammered foul off to the right, 0-2.
Armstrong got him in the third on a curveball down and in. Actually, Mac got strike 2 and strike 3 on swinging strikes against the curveball.
A Bulldog at every base here in the fourth with 3 in the inning already. Ben Shore delivers and missed with a breaking ball low. A ball and 2 strikes. Chance doubled to start the inning. Sanders flied out to center. Powell singled in a run. Fry doubled. Reeves singled. Reese singled. Sullivan walked. Now Hines faces the 1-2 from Shore. Here it is. Fastball grounded. Rembert dives, makes a stop, throws to first from his knees for the out. A fine play by Rembert. Scoring is Reeves. And Mississippi State tacks on another. It's now 8-1.
He saved another run. If that ball gets into right field, State gets another run on the play. Nicely played by Rembert. His only play was to first.
Reese advances to third. Sullivan goes to second. And now Ross Highfill, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Right fielder from Madison, Mississippi. Steps in from the right side. First pitch. Bounced up there, 1-0. Highfill is 0 for 2. He's flied to right and struck out. Shore, the third pitcher of the inning for Auburn. Steps off the rubber with 10 on the pitch clock. Back on with 5. The 1-0 pitch with 2. High and outside, 2-0. Tigers have won all 3 home series in league play this year. 2-0 pitch. Missed inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Auburn 1-2 in road series. Number 3 RPI, number 1 strength of schedule. The 2 teams that have beaten them, Georgia and Texas, are 1-2 in the RPI. Fastball, a little low on 3-0 to Highfill. It's a 4-pitch walk. And the bases are loaded once again for Bryce Chance, the man who started the inning.
Chance opened the inning on a 1-1 pitch and doubled inside the first base bag. Ike Irish made it close at second. That got things rolling for State in this inning. Their second 4-run inning tonight.
Been a 25-minute top of the fourth. Chance, the center fielder. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Came up empty on the slider, 0-1. 4 runs in for Mississippi State on 5 hits and 2 walks. They have 9 hits in the game. Shore is 0-1. Outside, same pitch. This time Chance laid off. You're seeing Auburn pitchers throw their fastballs less because State's just sitting on them. 1-1 on the way. That fastball missed low, 2-1. The degree to which Auburn can either throw the fastball by these hitters or effectively throw breaking balls, off-speed pitches for strikes. And that'll tell the tale here the next few innings of this game. Here's the 2-1. There's a fastball lined up the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. Here's Sullivan. He scores. It's a 2-run single for Bryce Chance, and the beat goes on. It is now 9-1 Mississippi State. Make it 10.
Believe he hit a fastball.
Yeah. 10-1 Bulldogs. Chance is 3 for 3. And now the 11th man to bat in the inning, Gatlin Sanders. Well, what a story this would be if Auburn could come back now. Here's Sanders. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out, flied out. Tigers trail 10-1. The pitch. Ground ball, right side. McMurray gloves and takes it to first for the out. But State sends 11 to the plate. They score 6 times on 6 hits, 2 walks, no errors, and they strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 10-1, Mississippi State. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
At Auburn University, we're not just learners, we're doers. In every corner of the state, Auburn men and women put knowledge to work, fueling the state's economy and building healthier, more prosperous communities. We partner with local leaders to solve local challenges and create access to opportunities that benefit all. To learn how Auburn's at work in your community, visit auburn.edu/acrossalabama. This message is sponsored by Auburn University, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Recognized by Newsweek as one of America's best maternity care hospitals, East Alabama Health provides comprehensive treatment for mothers and babies throughout Auburn, Opelika, and the East Alabama region. And starting with the 2024 football season, we're pleased to partner with Auburn Athletics to provide a special Aubie blanket to each baby born at our hospital through a program we call Tiger Tots. For all your maternity care needs, trust the experts at East Alabama Health.
Tigers have run into a buzzsaw tonight. Mississippi State leads 10-1 as Auburn comes to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cooper McMurray, Eric Guevara, Lucas Steele, middle third of the order due up. And State's offense has maybe bought a little more time for its starter, Evan Sierra. Conecuh Sausage is the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh Sausage, a game day favorite, always great on the grill. Pick up a pack at your local grocery store or visit the Conecuh Gift Shop. That's in Evergreen, Alabama, off of I-65 at exit 96. McMurray rolled out to first his first time. Sierra retired the first 7. Gave up a couple of hits and a walk in the third. Auburn scored 1. McMurray swings at the first pitch and skies it to center field. Drifting over toward right center, the center fielder Chance is there. He has 3 hits in the game, and on the first pitch of the 4th, he puts away McMurray. A quick first out in the bottom of the 4th. Here's Eric Guevara. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Guevara got ahead 3-0. And then Sierra battled back, earned a strikeout. 1 of 3 strikeouts. The first time through the order. Guevara takes ball 1 low. One run on 2 hits for Auburn. 10-10 for Mississippi State. Guevara takes ball 2 low. Sierra right to try to stay low against Eric. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball, left it up a little bit, and it's skied to right. In right field, Highfill is there to put squeeze on it and quickly 2 her down. 4 pitches, 2 outs in the 4th. And here's Lucas Steele. Steele flied to center. Back in the 2nd inning. Didn't play in last night's game. So his 2nd at bat of the weekend. First pitch. Called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And as they've done often tonight, they go into the shift against a left-handed hitter after the first strike, 0-1. Breaking ball hit him. Came too far in with an off-speed pitch. Seen him go after that inside corner with a back foot slider or the curve. And that time he started it too far in. It hit Steele. 2-out base runner. See if Auburn can do anything with it with Derek Fabian. Second hit batter for Sierra. Fabian takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. So one hit batter in this game to go with a walk. Fabian flied to center his first time. Derek Reddy's the 0-1 pitch, called strike 2. Sierra pitches with a 10-1 lead in the fourth. The right-hander from that Golden Triangle, Columbus, Mississippi, the 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fabian retired on 3 pitches, and Auburn goes quietly in the fourth. No runs, hits, errors, 1 left. Through 4, it's 10-1, Mississippi State. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
What I like, and I do what I want.
If what you like is getting the highest payouts, getting the most free play, and finding more of your favorite games all on a spacious upscale gaming floor, then Wind Creek Wetumpka is your kind of fabulous. No matter what fabulous means to you, you'll find it here. Wind Creek Wetumpka. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Coach Butch Thompson. Back to more baseball on the Auburn Sports Network.
Auburn makes a Wind Creek Casino call to the bullpen for the Tigers. To number 42, Abe Chancellor, left-handed, redshirt junior. 6'3", 181, out of Dothan, Alabama, Lurleen B. Wallace Community College. Chancellor making his third appearance of the season, no record, an ERA of 6.75. An inning and a third, a run and a hit, a walk, 2 walks and a strikeout, a homer, and opponents are hitting 200 against Abe Chancellor, who makes his SEC debut tonight. He is Auburn's 5th pitcher of the night, following Ben Shore, Griffin Graves, John Armstrong, and the starter Cade Fisher to the hill for the Tigers.
Chancellor, let's see, he pitched against Jack State a couple of weeks ago. I think he went an inning. Let's see. No, a third of an inning at Jack State. Pitched against South Alabama, an inning, 2 walks and a strikeout. Against Jack State, 1 run on 1 hit. It was a homer. He threw 9 pitches. So 40. He's thrown 40 total pitches this season, and Abe Chancellor, the lefty, is on. Face the 9-1 and 2 hitters, Joe Powell.
2/3 of an inning for Ben Shore, run on a hit, 2 walks, through 23 pitches, 12 for strikes.
Chancellor, first pitch, missed up. 1 ball, no strikes. Powell, a single and a strikeout. He scored a run as a part of that 6-run barrage last inning for Mississippi State. They got 4 in the first and 6 in the fourth. And there's a ground ball to third. Guevara backs up, gloves, throws, got him. Nice play by Guevara near the line and deep at third base.
Positioned really well.
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned, he was guarding the line and could take his time with the throw to first base. He's got a good arm over there.
And there's Garrick Fry. He doubled his last time up, scored a run. Really powerful swings, good-looking swings all weekend. First pitch to him. Flied to right center. Irish on the run. He'll have to play that off the wall. He gathers and throws in, but another double for Garrick Fry.
10th of the year.
Back-to-back pitches on which Fry has doubled.
Boy,
And
they're just sitting dead red fastball.
Yep.
All night long.
that's their 11th hit. Their 4th double to go along with 2 home runs. And here's Sawyer Reeves. We are in the top of the 5th. The pitch, off speed, bouncing ball up the middle. Rembert knocks it down, saves a run. No throw, no play. Runners are at the corners with 1 out. It's an infield single for Sawyer Reeves. And if Rembert hadn't been playing up the middle, it's easily into center field for a single.
And a run.
And a run. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. And Ace Reese to the plate. A run for State makes it a 10-run ball game. 10-1. Hits 12-2 in favor of the visitors. And Abe Chancellor, the 5th pitcher of the game for Auburn, trying to work out of trouble. Pitch to Reese. Fastball missed low, 1-0. Reese homered in the 1st, singled in the 4th. He's driven in 3, scored 2. He's also struck out. 1-0. Off speed, missed down and away, 2-0. Series finale tomorrow, a 2 o'clock start. We're on the air at 1:45, everywhere you listen to Auburn baseball. And another just gorgeous day expected tomorrow. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch to Reese. Ground ball, right side. Rembert Fields goes to second for 1. On to first. Got him. State will ask for a review. As it sits, it's a 4-6-3 double play, and it would get Auburn out of the inning. If this call is overturned, a run scores for the Bulldogs because Fry scored from 3rd, or would score from 3rd.
First base about is being challenged. This is their first challenge.
It's Eddie Newsom, the crew chief, with the announcement to the crowd here at Plainsman Park.
They will go through Birmingham for the replay.
Replay reviews are presented by Jackson Services. If it's time to review your home's heating and cooling system, choose Jackson Services. That's comfort you can count on. From quick repairs to energy-saving upgrades, Jackson Services keeps Alabama homes running smoothly year-round. Visit jacksonservicesco.com. Jackson Services, an official carrier-authorized dealer.
Bang, bang at first. It is close. I don't know if there's enough there to overturn the double play ball. I think that he's got it in the glove before Reese gets to first base.
Here's the call.
After review, the runner at first base is out. Mississippi State has 1 challenge remaining.
All right. Well, you understand why they'd want to challenge it beyond just thinking that he's out or beyond just thinking that he's safe, because then a run would score on that play. Chris Lamonis is out to talk to Eddie Newsom, but that's a 4-6-3 double play, and the inning is over. No runs for Mississippi State, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. 10-1, Bulldogs lead it here at Plainsman Park, and Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Tigers trail 10-1 as they come to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 5th. It's presented by Wind Creek Casinos. Elevate your game plan to fabulous in stereo. Play the hottest games and win
fabulous
rewards at Wind Creek Casinos and on the Casinoverse app. 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Freilich, Carter, and Rembert against Evan Sierra.
Auburn has 2 hits, both by freshmen right now.
Only 58 pitches for Sierra.
No kidding. Well, he's been exactly what State needed tonight.
And the first pitch to Freilich, who has one of Auburn's 2 hits. First pitch misses outside. Chase scored Auburn's run back in the 3rd.
There appears to be activity in the bullpen for State right now. See a ball going back and forth.
1-0. High fly ball deep to right. Freilich got every bit of that one. Bye-bye. 4th home run of the season for Chase Freilich. It's 10-2. One-0 pitch. Freilich destroyed it.
All right, give me your guess on the distance before we get the call here.
380.
All right.
It bounced on top of the Performance Center beyond the right field wall. And here is Bristol Carter. Well, that's a good start to the 5th.
394.
Carter takes ball 1 low. That was way off. Bristol 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He, like Guevara in his first at bat, got ahead 3 balls, no strikes, but Sierra battled back. Pitch to Carter. Popped up and back, and that one was left up. 1-1. Sierra in the 4 to 5 inning range in the bulk of his starts. Has not been a full-time starter this year for the Bulldogs. Not so you'd never know it tonight. 1-1. Breaking ball, fly to left field. Long run Fry over near the line and into foul territory, and he reaches back and makes the catch. Fry had to cover a lot of ground. That ball hung in the air a long time. Carter was almost to second base when the catch was made by Fry for the first out.
He almost overran it. Going so far, he had to reach back at the last possible second.
And now here is Chris Rembert, who has walked and grounded to 3rd. His first career 3-hit game last night, and then he added another for good measure. Shows bunt. Bunts it left side. It's a good one. Sierra fields and throws, and he's safe. Now, State is asking for a review. Do they burn a second review, or do they risk burning a?
They do.
All right. They will ask for a review on a good bunt by Rembert up the 3rd base line.
The call safe at first base is being challenged by Mississippi State. This is their second challenge.
So really good job by Sierra to make the play to first. On a bunt up the 3rd baseline. If he gets it past Sierra, I don't think that Reese has a chance. But Sierra got off the mound and threw it well to first. On the bunt by Rembert. Bare hand play, throws to first. Ooh, this one may get overturned. This one may get overturned.
The ball does have to be in the back of the glove. Well, the first review tonight was pretty fast. Is the ball in the back of the glove? Yeah, I think it is, Andy. I think you're right. I think the ball's in the back of the glove before Rembert's foot hits the base, at least from the 3rd base camera angle where you can see Hines' glove and the ball going into it. Is that enough?
If State doesn't get this appeal, they've lost their last challenge of the night.
Yep. In the 5th. Again, replay reviews presented by Jackson Services. Here comes the call from Eddie Newsom.
After further review, the runner at first base is out. Mississippi State has one challenge remaining.
A wise use of the challenge there.
Not a bad idea by Chris. Just well played by Sierra, the pitcher.
Yeah, he pounced and threw a strike over to first. He couldn't have played that any better. Now, 2 away. And here's Bub Terrell. A strikeout in the first, followed by a double, a rocket off the first baseman's glove. That was in the 3rd inning. Pitch. Terrell takes, ball 1 low. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th. Tigers trail 10-2. Solo homer Chase Fralick in this inning. Terrell grounds 1 to first. Scooped up by Hines. He takes it to the bag, jogs there in time for the out, and the inning is over. Well, the homer by Fralick to lead off the inning. The only hit in the frame. No errors and nobody left. Auburn gets 1. We're through 5. It's 10-2. Mississippi State. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
The tradition, the rivalry. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See all for details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
Children's of Alabama is excited to partner with Auburn Baseball because at Auburn, it's about making a difference on and off the field. The team is thrilled to introduce Hits and Sits, where all proceeds will benefit Children's of Alabama. Step up to the plate and sponsor a home game. You can sign up by visiting bc5foundation.org. Choose a game and a strikeout or a hit. It will be echoed beyond Plainsman Park into the lives of families at Children's of Alabama. Sign up today at bc5foundation.org. War Eagle.
Middle third for Mississippi State in the bottom, or rather in the top of the 6th inning. Auburn trails 10-2. State got 4 in the first and 6 in the 4th. And Abe Chancellor is back out there for his 2nd inning of work.
Let's run through the Yellowwood scoreboard. Arkansas evens its series at Florida, winning today 7-0. Texas has taken the first 2 from A&M, 3-2 the final score today. A couple one-run games there. Kentucky leads South Carolina 4-3 after the Wildcats won the first game of a doubleheader to that game in the bottom of the 7th in Lexington. Ole Miss 7, Vanderbilt 1 as Vandy goes for the series win. They're in the bottom of the 8th in in Oxford. LSU and Tennessee knotted at 0 in the bottom of the 2nd in Baton Rouge.
Noah Sullivan, the DH, starts things in the 6th for Mississippi State against Abe Chancellor, who deals and gets a strike. Nice pitch to start the at-bat, 0-1.
Alabama completed the sweep against winless Missouri in SEC play, now 0-21. Alabama 12, Missouri 1, and Georgia won the series against Oklahoma today 6-3.
0-1. Outside corner at the knees. Really well placed off-speed pitch by Chancellor. It's 0-2.
Auburn softball a winner today, 7-0 against South Carolina. The Tigers have won that series.
The 0-2. High fly ball to center. Carter drifts back, still drifting, now straightens up, looks up and makes the catch. 1 down in the 6th. So looking at the standings, Oklahoma, now the Sooners have finished their series. They're 11-10 in league play. Georgia finished with its series. Oklahoma and Georgia played. They're 12-9. So
go ahead.
Auburn versus the pitch. A little low to Hines, 1 ball, no strikes. If Auburn can't come back tonight, Tigers would be 10-10 in the league. That would be good for 9th place in the standings. 1-0. Off speed, just got a piece of it, a ball and a strike. But, and some of the conversation on the YouTube channel tonight is about the fact that about half of Auburn's wins have come against ranked teams this year. The pitch, swing and a miss. Beautiful off speed. Had Hines way out in front. Hines is homered, struck out, grounded out. He's driven in 3. Very high RPI for Auburn, number 1 strength of schedule. 1-2, just missed a little bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still on the Auburn schedule. Tennessee on the road. South Carolina at home. And Ole Miss on the road. 2-2. Fly ball center field. Another chance for Carter. Bristol, a couple of slide steps to the left. He puts it away. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th. And Ross Highfill, 0 for 2 with a walk. Got the call in right field tonight.
Only Highfill and Sanders in the state order tonight without a base hit. They have 12 as a team.
And the guy after Highfill is Chance. He's 3 for 3. Pitch. Popped up, back, and that'll get out of play. 0-1.
Jumped on a fastball.
Abe Chancellor, tall, lean, lefty, and a terrific juggler. 0-1. Called strike. He's floated that off-speed pitch in there. Radar gun has not been working this inning, unless it's just disappearing quickly. I haven't seen it. Here's the 0-2 to Highfill. Breaking ball. Got a piece of it. Topped it at the plate. Still 0-2. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets, so you can be a part of all the celebrations this season, all of them. Whether you're buying tickets or selling tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek's the official ticketing partner of the Tigers. Expect the expected. SeatGeek. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice inning by Chancellor. Carves up the Bulldogs. 1, 2, 3. They go in order. We head to the bottom of the 6th, still 10-2. Mississippi State. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for the Plains. The Auburn University Regions Visa Debit Card and prepaid Regions Now card. They're a win for your wallet and a big war eagle, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tiger pride? Order your card now at regions.com/go Tigers. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
You sit in traffic now, but later, there's an ice cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste because you know all your patience is paid out in gold. You remain calm through honks, bumper to bumper. Modelo. You are a fighter. Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
This is Coach Butch Thompson. Back to more baseball on the Auburn Sports Network.
We move along to the bottom of the 6th. 10-2. Mississippi State leads it. Tigers 2 runs on 3 hits. Ike Irish is looking for his first hit of the weekend. He hit it hard, but right at the shortstop last time up. He's 0 for 2. It'll be Irish, McMurray, and Guevara against Evan Sierra.
You know what softens the blow when you trail 10-2? Homemade pound cake.
Well, you're not kidding. And that is it is straight up the best pound cake I have had since my mama Effie was alive.
Lovely Dr. Mrs. Jan with some pound cake that she brought to the ballpark tonight. Delish.
Pound cake so good it needs nothing else. No Cool Whip.
Ooh.
No strawberry.
Ooh. I'd take both, but this is delicious.
I mean, I'm saying, would they be fun? They'd be good, but
Yeah.
it doesn't need it. Some pound cake needs it.
This does.
This does not.
No.
Here's Irish. Pitch. Fly ball left field. Fry back to the track. Now in a couple steps and makes the catch. Oh, Irish just looking up to the dark sky. Narrowly missed one the opposite way. One pitch, one out, the sixth, and that keeps Sierra working efficiently.
He is at 67 pitches right now.
He has 4 or 5 first pitch outs. Here's Cooper McMurray. Coop takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Six first pitch outs, actually. McMurray takes a breaking ball down and in, a ball and a strike. Cooper is grounded to first and flied to center. A lot of ground balls early for Sierra. Tigers have hit him in the air a little more the last 2-3 innings. There's a swing and a miss and a back foot slider, 1-2. Full shift for Mississippi State's infield. Bulldogs lead 10-2. And Sierra's 1-2 pitch. Off a slide step, missed outside, 2-2. Again, tomorrow's game starts at 2 o'clock. Auburn starting pitcher, TBA. 2-2 on the way from Sierra. Ground ball foul to the Mississippi State dugout.
Andreas Alvarez is a possibility tomorrow. He's been Auburn's starter the last 2 weeks on the final game of the series.
It's a Mississippi State team that had won back-to-back series before it ran into a red-hot Florida team last weekend. 2-2 pitch. A curveball hit into the shift. Right side, the third baseman playing where the second baseman normally plays over to field it and throw out McMurray. 2 up, 2 down in the sixth. And here's Eric Guevara. Tigers trail 10-2. We're in the bottom of the sixth. Guevara is 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied out to right field. Drove in a couple of runs, a single and a sacrifice fly in last night's game. And the pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Really an encouraging game last night offensively. Guys up and down the order. Had a lot of productive at-bats. 1-0, fly to left field and deep. And Eric Guevara has just hit his 3rd home run of the season. It was still rising when it sailed over the War Eagle wall. 2-out solo homer. Eric Guevara, 3rd homer, 13th RBI of the season. And the Tigers trim another one away. It's 10-3, Mississippi State. And before Lucas Steele comes to the plate, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. A pair of solo homers in the last 2 innings for Auburn. Fralick and Guevara off of Sierra. What is your guess on the distance for that one?
I will go 395.
407.
12 feet off. That's a bomb.
Yeah. Here's Lucas Steele. It's one of those where Fry just sort of turned and admired like he was watching a fireworks show. First pitch to Steele. Ooh, had a home run cut. Fouled it straight back to the net. Need to get some guys on base for these home runs.
Yeah, Auburn's runs have come in ones tonight.
States have come in bunches. 0-1 pitch. Steele. Took a slider for a called strike. It's 0-2. He had squared the bunt. Pitch appeared to be inside, but must have swept across the strike zone at some point. So it's 0-2 on Steele with 2 outs, infield in a shift. Left side wide open for the DH. The pitch to him. Missed outside and low, 1-2. Watch for him to come back in after a waste pitch. Sierra about to deliver his 79th pitch. The right-hander sets and delivers. And misses low and away, 2-2. Steele has flied to center and been hit by a pitch tonight. (10-3). Tigers trail, 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside. That one nearly broke back over. Just didn't have enough to get to the back door. And the count is full. Fabian would be next. 2 outs in the inning. The stretch. Sierra deals. Fastball fly to right. He got under it. High fill over. 7-8 feet near the right field line makes the catch. And the inning is over. Auburn gets a run back on the solo homer for Eric Guevara. Only hit of the inning. Nobody left on base. Through 6. 10-3. Mississippi State. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn baseball pitching coach Everett Tiefert.
We really had a great fall. I love what we did as far as trying to grow as a group, which I think was definitely a point of emphasis for us. You know, we did morning practice where, you know, coaches went and had breakfast with the guys. So we really spent a lot of time really bringing our guys together. We had them at our houses. You know, I had all the pitchers over to my house. Gabe had all the hitters over to his house. We're talented, but coming together as a team is what we need. And I think we did a good job of that. We do have a lot of talent, and I feel like I did a better job getting them prepared for the season than maybe I did last year.
A new episode of the Talking Tigers podcast is released every Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts. Like and subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast, only from the Auburn Sports Network.
It's Mississippi State 10, Auburn 3 as we go to the 7th inning. Abe Chancellor has worked the last 2 innings of relief. He's given up a couple of hits, has struck out 1. He got a double play to get out of the 5th and then retired the Bulldogs in order in the 6th. Bottom third of the order, Chance, Sanders, and Powell for Mississippi State here in the 7th. And we turn it back over to the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham.
Abe Chancellor's done a nice job since coming on in the 5th. Got the 8 of a 4-6-3 double play to get out of that inning. And then he set down Mississippi State in order for just the 2nd time tonight in the 6th. Now he gets Bryce Chance, who's been a thorn in Auburn's side tonight. He is 3 for 3. Singled in the 1st, doubled and scored in the 4th, singled home 2 runs also in the 4th inning. And the first pitch from Chancellor misses low for ball 1. Chancellor, the 5th pitcher of the night for Auburn. Tiger pitching has struck out 5 on the evening. Chancellor, the stretch and the pitch. It misses low. 2 balls and no strikes to Chance. From Chancellor. Two balls and no strikes to Chance. He leads off the 7th for State. Pitch on the way. All 3 inside. He hadn't been close in his first 3 pitches here in the 7th.
Really happy to see 3 Auburn football players taken today in the NFL draft. Jarquez Hunter to the Rams. Keandre Lambert-Smith to the Chargers.
3-0 pitch to Chance. Strike call.
And Jalen McLeod to the Jags.
Three balls and a strike to Bryce Chance. Stretch in the pitch. Missed inside. Leadoff walk. Chance is on for the 4th time tonight.
think it's Jackson Sanders in the bullpen for Auburn.
He just started to throw. And here's Gatlin Sanders. He is 0 for 3. He's popped up, grounded out to first, flied to center, and grounded out to first again. Chance at first has 7 stolen bases in 8 attempts.
A couple of times he's grounded McMurray. If you get him something over the inner half and down.
Pitch on the way. Just outside. Sanders 1 for 3 last night. The catcher Powell on deck. Mississippi State 10, Auburn 3. 1-0 pitch on the way to Sanders. 0-2.
Some undrafted free agent signings for the Tigers. Robert Lewis, Oscar Chapman, Dorian Mausi headed to Minnesota. Peyton Thorne headed to Cincinnati. Jason Jones to the Ravens. Eugene Asante to the Dolphins.
2-0 pitch to Sanders. Strike call.
Rivaldo Fairweather headed to Dallas. And Philip Bleedy joining Isaiah Rakes in Tennessee with the Titans.
2 balls and a strike to Sanders. Chance gets his lead. The pitch. Sanders fouls it off the face of the State dugout. It bounces all the way back out in between the pitcher's mound and home plate. 2-2. 10 runs on 12 hits tonight for State. The Bulldogs have stranded 5. 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 stranded for Auburn.
Those are the free agent signings so far. There could be others.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Gatlin Sanders. Stretching the pitch. Strike 3 call on the outside corner. Second to strikeout for Chancellor. 6th of the night for Auburn. The K-Counter is presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1.
Like to see that fight there from Chancellor after walking Chance and falling behind Sanders to come back and then get him on that sweeping off or breaking ball. Really nice job by the youngster.
Here is Joe Powell, the catcher. Struck out in the second. Singled home a run and scored in the 4th and grounded out to third. Pitch right down the middle for a strike. Auburn and State wrap up the series tomorrow at 2. Our coverage starts at 1:45. 0-1 to Powell. Little low. 1-1.
That was a good pitch. Whoever said it, they were right. Chancellor threw 31 pitches against South Alabama in Montgomery, and that got him through an inning and a third. 31 pitches tonight, 2 1/3.
He stretches, and the 1-1. Hit Powell and got him up there on the lead hand, maybe on the wrist. And the athletic trainer for State immediately comes out along with the head coach. That just got in on him. He just had no chance to get out of the way. Oof. Unprotected hand.
Yeah.
Maybe got him on the outside of that left hand.
Yeah, the outside or the bottom. That's close to where it meets the wrist.
So runners at first and second with 1 out for State. Now to the top of the order, here's Garrick Fry. Tapped out to the pitcher in the first, lined out to center in the second. Since then, he's doubled and scored, and he's doubled again. Everett Kiefert is out.
It's a good run for Chancellor. 32 pitches, 2 1/3 innings. That's the end of the night for him.
As Auburn makes the Yellowwood call to the bullpen.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
New pitcher is Jackson Sanders, freshman from Opelika, 6'3", 212. He is 1-1 in 13 appearances this year, an earned run average of 5.40. 15 innings in 13 outings, 18 hits, 9 runs, 11 walks, 9 strikeouts. Team's batting .305 against Jackson Sanders. And this he's pitched twice in the SEC. An inning and a third in 2 conference outings. No runs or hits allowed. He's given up a walk, and he has hit a batter. So no record, no ERA for Jackson Sanders in the league. Abe Chancellor, 2 1/3 innings. No runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, 2 strikeouts. 32 pitches, 19 strikes for Chancellor, and the runners at first and second are his responsibility.
And he gets the top of the order, does Jackson Sanders. Garrick Fry to the plate with runners at first and second and 1 out here in the 7th. Auburn won here last night 6-5. A game that didn't start till 9:15. It ended officially at 12:04. Mississippi State scored 4 in the first. They've added 6 more in the 4th, batting around. So 4 in the first, 6 more in the 4th. And trying to add to a 10-3 lead here in the top of the 7th with runners at first and second and 1 out. Auburn starter Kate Fisher lasted an inning, gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 2-run homers.
Auburn has solo homers in each of the last 2 innings offensively. If there's going to be a push, you got to keep State right here. Got to try to get out of the inning with nobody crossing.
Here's Garrick Fry, 2 for 4 on the evening. Runners at first and second, 1 out for Mississippi State. Bulldogs lead the Tigers 10-3. Pitch on the way. Fry chops it to Fabian at second. Flips to Rembert, to McMurray. That's a 6-4-3 double play. Jackson Sanders throws 1 pitch, and Auburn is out of the inning unscathed. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 7th at Plainsman Park. Mississippi State leads Auburn 10-3 as Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Let's go. Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for the Plains. The Auburn University Regions Visa Debit Card and prepaid Regions Now card. They're a win for your wallet and a big war eagle, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tiger pride? Order your card now at regions.com/go Tigers. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
This game recap is presented by Regions Bank. Regions is a proud partner of Auburn University and the official bank of the SEC.
2 2-run homers for Mississippi State in the first inning, and then an 11-batter, 6-run 4th inning. And State has led right from the get-go tonight. They lead at 10-3. Their starter has just left the game. It is a Pepper Tree pitching change as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. State brings in Stone Simmons, number 17. Simmons is out of Houston. Transfer from Furman. 6'4", 235. Graduate right-hander. Big fella going through his warm-ups right now. Simmons is 3-2 with 2 saves. 8 of his 11 appearances out of the bullpen. A 3.65 earned run average. Simmons, 24 2/3 innings, 25 hits, 14 runs, 10 earned. He's walked 10, struck out 33. He's given up 6 doubles, no homers. He's hit 1 batter, has not thrown a wild pitch. Simmons Teams are hitting .258 against him. In SEC play, 7 outings, a 1-1 record with a save, a .415 earned run average, 13 innings, 17 hits, only 7 runs, 16 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Team is batting .304 against Stone Simmons in league play. Sierra gave Mississippi State exactly what it needed tonight. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 walk, 1 hit batter, 4 strikeouts, 81 pitches, 48 strikes. Sierra is out, and Simmons is in to face the bottom third of the Auburn order.
And the first of which is Derek Fabian, who's 0 for 2. He's lined to center and struck out swinging. First pitch to D-Rock. Misses inside for ball 1. Fabian 1 for 6 on the weekend. Tigers trail 10-3 at the plate in the bottom of the 7th against reliever Stone Simmons. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swing, drive, deep into left center field. Back at the wall, and that is, I believe, off the scoreboard. I think that's a homer. Fabian will hold up at second. Everybody is ruling home run, and it is. It is a home run. Derek Fabian's 5th home run of the season. He hit it off the video board in left center field. And that makes it a 10-4 ball game. Third home run of the night for the Tigers. Fralick, Guevara, and now Fabian. And they have come in the 5th, the 6th, and here in the 7th. We had to make sure that that was going to stay a home run for Derek Fabian. He had a home run taken away, legitimately taken away from him earlier this season in a non-conference game. He really should have 6 home runs, but that's his 5th. And that brings Chase Fralick to the plate. He's 2 for 2 tonight. He has singled, he has homered, he has scored twice. Pitch from Simmons. High and outside, ball 1. A fastball driven off the video board and left by Derek Fabian. Makes it a 10-4 ball game here in the 7th. Pitch on the way to Fralick. Strike called on the outside corner. Fastball at 93. Now the wind in the 1-1. Drops in for a strike. Good off-speed delivery to Fralick. With his 2 base hits tonight, Fralick has raised his average to .340. Now the 1-2. Up the right side, foul by about 3 feet. Auburn has scored now in 4 innings tonight, but have not been able to score more than once in any of those 4 innings. State's runs have come in bunches, 4 in the 1st and 6 in the 4th. Wind in the 1-2. Straight Creek call on the inside corner. Don't think Fralick liked that one. It's the first out of the inning. Fabian, 398 feet off the video board in left center. And here's Bristol Carter. He is 0 for 2 tonight, a strikeout in the 3rd, and fouled out down the left side in the 5th. Bristol looking for his first hit of the weekend. Takes the slider for a strike. Now the 0-1. Out in front, and a swing and a miss. 0-2. (10-4), Mississippi State leads. 1 out, nobody on for Auburn in the 7th. Late swing. And that's not Carter. That is not Carter at the plate, is it?
Cole Edwards?
Cole Edwards is the pinch hitter for Auburn. Oh, and 2 the count to Edwards. Simmons, the reliever, winds and fires. Misses outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
Tough take there. 1 hit this year. I'm sorry, 2 hits this year for Edwards. One of them was a homer.
1-2 pitch to Edwards. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Change up down. 2 outs. And after giving up the homer to Fabian, he's come back to strike out Freilich and now Edwards.
First home run he's allowed in conference play this year. Third straight inning with a solo homer.
Here's Chris Rembert. He's 0 for 2 on the night. He's grounded to third, tapped out to the pit, tried to bunt his way on. And a really nice job by Sierra to throw him out on a bang-bang play at first. Rembert bats with 2 outs and nobody on. Wind and the pitch. Missed the outside corner, 1-0. Two outs and nobody on for Auburn. 10-4, Mississippi State leads it. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Off the outside corner. 1-1 the count. State batted around in the fourth, scoring 6 runs. That's the difference in the ball game right now. 1-1 pitch. Bounced up there to Rembert. 2 balls and a strike to the Auburn second baseman.
They have not come in on the inner half to Chris. I don't remember a time in this game that they've worked inner half. The starter, Sierra, got away with a hanging slider in his first at bat of the ball game. Since then, almost everything's been away.
2 balls and a strike to Rembert. The wind and the pitch. Right down the middle with his fastball at 91. Since the home run by Fabian, he has kept Auburn off balance since that home run. 2-2 to Rembert. Simmons, the wind and the pitch. Rembert high and deep into left. Back in the canyon. And that is gone off the video board and left. 5th home run for Chris Rembert. Well, if Fabian was 398 feet, that was over 400 because it hit higher up.
Buddy, that was, the board's taking a beating here in the 7th inning.
Auburn's 4th home run tonight.
Where did he leave this pitch?
Right down the middle.
Down the middle, sure was. Center cut.
And here's Terrell. It's a 10-5 ball game, friends. Winding the pitch. Bub takes it off the outside corner.
416 feet.
It was a little more grand than Fabian's. It counts the same. 10-5 the score. 1-0. Terrell tried to hold up on a slider. He did not. 1-1.
And Terrell is saying what?
Well, Auburn is saying, why didn't you allow the third base umpire to make the call, not the home plate umpire? I think he's right.
Yeah.
Still. 1-1. Strike 2.
Slow curve. Bub's so anxious to do something in this spot.
1 ball and 2 strikes to the Alabaster, Alabama native. Here's the wind in the pitch. It misses down and in. He held up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Homers tonight from Freilich, Guevara, Fabian, and Rembert. And the lead is down to 5. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Fabian fouled it back. Got the changeup at 84, and he got a piece of it. Home runs in this inning from Derek Fabian to lead off the inning. And a 2-out shot by Chris Rembert. Simmons, the reliever. For Evan Sierra, who had 6 really good innings tonight for Mississippi State. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at the curve. Down and in. Terrell is down on strikes, and the inning is over. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and no one left. We're through 7. Mississippi State on top of Auburn, 10-5. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Hip pain is not to be taken lightly. It could be a sign of hip impingement. If pain, stiffness, or limping persists, see a hip specialist at the orthopedic clinic. Treatment includes non-surgical options, but if surgery is needed, minimally invasive arthroscopic hip surgery is only available locally at the orthopedic clinic. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. Call for an appointment 334-749-8303 or visit theorthoclinic.com.
Big eating in Auburn and Opelika means Big Mike's Steakhouse, famous for high-quality steaks cooked to perfection on an open fire grill, served in a relaxed, rustic atmosphere. It's happy hour at Big Mike's every Wednesday and Thursday from 4 to 6, and half off select appetizers, draft beer, and well drinks. And don't forget, a Big Mike's gift card will always be the perfect gift for Big City Steak in your hometown. It's Big Mike's Steakhouse in Auburn at Shigjordan Parkway and Wire Road.
Top half of the eighth. Big inning for Jackson Sanders as he faces Sawyer Reeves, Ace Reese, and Noah Sullivan. Auburn baseball brought to you in part by East Alabama Health. Their team of first responders proud to provide first aid care at Plainsman Park and every Auburn athletics home event. They're Jamie Moore Field today at the Hutzel Rosen Track for the Tiger Track Classic. And here next week, or coming soon, NCAA Women's Regional Tennis Tournament at the Auburn Tennis. I safely can say that Auburn's going to host that. Auburn Men's Golf will be hosting the NCAA Regional in a couple weeks.
Andy Cole Edwards stays in the game to play left field. Bub Terrell moves from left to center.
All right, here's Sawyer Reeves to lead it off for State in the eighth. The pitch. Strike from Sanders. Through one pitch did Jackson in the seventh and got a 6-4-3 double play to get out of the inning. Auburn scored a couple runs in the seventh to cut the lead to 5. Now the 0-1. It misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. One delivery. This is high, floated outside. 2-1 the count. Reeves doubled and scored in the first. Singled and scored in the fourth. Single as well in the sixth, and there's 3-1 outside.
Shows you how much things can change. One game is just that. It's one game. Reeves last night was 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Really didn't. Auburn kept him off balance throughout the ball game. He's come back with 3 hits in tonight's game.
And he's ahead in the count, 3-1. Line in the pitch. Off the end of the bat to the second baseman. Rembert charges, fields, and throws, and gets him by a step at first. Said this a couple times tonight, and for both teams, really good positioning for Auburn. Rembert just needed to charge that ball and got the short hop and threw him out. 1 out.
And Sanders looked like he had a chance maybe to knock that ball down. It's better for Auburn that he didn't.
Agreed.
Got by him, and where Rembert was shaded up the middle.
Ace Reese hit a 2-run homer onto the Performance Center in the first. He's also singled and scored, and he's 2 for 4 on the evening. Pitch on the way. Swings and lifts it up the left side out of play. Since that 6-run fourth, Auburn has been able to keep Mississippi State at bay and has come back to cut the lead to 5. The pitch, ground ball to the second baseman. Rembert to his left, fields and throws for the out. 2 down.
More good positioning. That time with a left-handed hitter, they had Chris shaded more directly between first and second base. If he's in the traditional spot, that bounces on through into right field, but he only had to go 3-4 steps to his left.
Now 2 down for Noah Sullivan. Sullivan is 0 for 1 tonight. He scored twice. He walked and scored in the first. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the fourth and has flied to center. 2 outs and nobody on for Sullivan. The pitch on the way. Ooh, just missed the outside corner. Maybe a little low. I don't think it missed the corner. I think it was just a little low.
Love seeing this from Sanders early on. He's faced 3 batters. He's gotten 3 ground balls.
1-0 delivery. Fly ball into right, long run for Ike Irish. He looks up and it's gone. Sullivan's second home run of the weekend. A solo shot over the right field wall. And that makes it 11-5 Mississippi State. Third time he has scored tonight.
We'll see where the pitch was.
I predict it was outer half and up.
Yep. Belt high, outer half. They don't miss when you leave it up.
You're not kidding. Here's Hunter Hines. First pitch, curveball, and there for a strike.
Just talked about how consistent Sanders had been through that first three batters faced, keeping the ball down. He leaves one up and pays.
Off the inside edge, ball and a strike to Hines. That's the 11th home run of the year for Sullivan. Into the K corner. How rude. 1-1 to Hines. It misses low.
That's their first solo homer of the series.
Pitch on the way. Inside, he has to skip out of the way. 3 balls and a strike now to Hines. I think the scoreboard's a pitch late. Three and one, the count. There we go. Pitch on the way to Hines. It misses outside the walk. And that brings Ross Heifel to the plate. He was a pinch runner last night, got the start tonight. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. 11-5, Mississippi State leads it. A runner at first and 2 outs for Mississippi State in the top of the 8th. Stretch in the pitch. Popped up foul, out play off the right side.
The Yellowwood scoreboard final from Lexington. South Carolina beats Kentucky 5-4. Final game of their doubleheader today, so that series is evened up at a game apiece. Ole Miss beats Vanderbilt 7-1. Rebels have taken the first 2 games there.
Change up in there for strike 2 to Heifel.
The only other game that's in progress is in Baton Rouge. Tennessee leads LSU 2-0. They're in the top of the 5th there as the Volunteers try to even the series at a game apiece.
Auburn trails here 11-5 with 2 outs, a runner at first in the top of the 8th, and Sanders steps off. No balls and 2 strikes to Madison, Mississippi's Ross Heifel. Pitch on the way. Ground ball to Fabian at short. He'll flip to Rembert at second for the out, and the inning's over. A run on a hit, no errors, a man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Auburn trails by 6, Mississippi State 11, Auburn 5. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Children's of Alabama is excited to partner with Auburn baseball because at Auburn, it's about making a difference on and off the field. The team is thrilled to introduce Hits and Sits, where all proceeds will benefit Children's of Alabama. Step up to the plate and sponsor a home game. You can sign up by visiting bc5foundation.org. Choose a game and a strikeout or a hit. It will be echoed beyond Plainsman Park into the lives of families at Children's of Alabama. Sign up today at bc5foundation.org. War Eagle.
Back to Plainsman Park for more Auburn baseball against Mississippi State.
6-run lead for Mississippi State as Auburn comes to the plate in the bottom of the 8th. For the second inning, they'll get Stone, Simmons, and it will be Irish, McMurray, and Guevara in the Auburn 8th inning. Auburn got a run on a run-scoring double by Bub Terrell in the 3rd. Then homers from Freilich, Guevara, Fabian, and Rembert since. Mississippi State with 4 in the first, 6 in the fourth. Got a solo home run from Noah Sullivan with 2 outs in the top of this inning. And the Bulldogs lead the Tigers 11-5. Here's Ike Irish looking for his first hit of the weekend. He's 0 for 7. Wind and the pitch. Irish sends one into shallow left. Fry coming on. He won't get there. Bloops in for a single. And Irish has his first hit of the weekend. And most importantly, Auburn gets a leadoff man on.
Now, Auburn has scored in each of the last 3 innings. They need base runners down 6. You want to put some pressure on Mississippi State early in innings. This is the first actual base runner that Auburn has had to lead off an inning. Fralick homered to lead off the 5th. Fabian homered to lead off the 7th. This is the first actual guy on base to lead off an inning.
Cooper McMurray is 0 for 3 tonight. Irish gets his lead at first as Simmons comes set in the pitch. McMurray takes a strike on the inside corner. Cooper has grounded to first, flied to center, and hit out or tapped out to the second baseman. 0-1 the count. Stretch. And the pitch. Strike 2. Another off-speed pitch and in there for strike 2. And now we'll see the shift with 2 strikes. With McMurray, the third baseman goes over to play at second base. Second baseman closer to the bag of the shortstop on the other side of second base. 0-2 pitch. McMurray into left. Fry back. Now coming in. He won't get there. It's down for a hit. Back-to-back bloop singles for the Tigers the opposite way. First and second, and nobody out.
In on the hands, a defensive swing. And Fry, as you do in the outfield, he took his first step or 2 back and then couldn't get his momentum changed and forward in enough time. And it dropped just in front of it.
And here's Eric Guevara. 1 for 3 with a solo home run over the monster and left. Or the War Eagle wall. Irish at second, McMurray at first. Auburn trails by 6. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Off the outside edge with the slider, 1-0.
That's a great that's the pitch he's got to take because Simmons is trying to get the chase with the slider away from right-handed hitters.
Auburn trails 11-5 here in the 8th inning. First and second and nobody out. Stretch and the pitch. Strike call in the inside corner. A ball and a strike to Guevara. Eric with his 3rd home run. A solo shot with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Irish and McMurray have singled to lead off the Auburn 8th. Now the 1-1. Guevara fouled back a fastball at 92. 1-2 the count. A lot of folks have stayed for this one. You know it?
Sure have.
We have not seen an official attendance yet, but I think it's going to be close to 7,000. Would love to see this crowd watch a big comeback win for Auburn. 1-2 to Guevara. Pitch on the way. Off the end of the bat, up the first baseline foul.
He spoiled that slider. He did go after it. It might have ended up ball 2, but Eric with a good job to stay alive.
Guevara 1 for 3 last night, 1 for 3 tonight. He's driven home 3 this weekend. Irish with his lead at second and McMurray from first. Now the 1-2 pitch. It dropped low. Looked good for a minute, didn't it? 2-2 to Guevara. Lucas Steele waits on deck. Big hole right side of the infield for Guevara. They cheat up the middle with the second baseman. 2-2 pitch. Chopper to the third baseman. Fields, his play is to first. Close, but out. Boy, he almost waited too long to throw to first base. Well, he got Guevara by a half step.
It was a real lollipop over to first base. He didn't get much behind the throw. And Guevara moves the runners over with 1 out for Steele.
Hit by a pitch in the 4th. He's flied to left or center and to right tonight. Steele with 4 homers and 23 runs batted in. Batting .233 on the season. Switch hitter for the Tigers, batting left-handed against the right-hander, Stone Simmons. Irish at third and McMurray at second. Auburn trying to cut into this 6-run lead in the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 1. Fabian waits on deck for the Tigers. Back-to-back singles by Irish and McMurray. They're now at second and third with 1 out. 1-0 pitch. Steele held up on a pitch down and in. An appeal to third. He did not go. 2 balls and no strikes to count. The shortstop Reeves shading up the middle. There's a big hole on the left side of the infield, and Reese is playing well off the line at third. Irish gets his lead at third. McMurray from second. Here's the pitch. Out in front. Pitch that dove down. 2 balls and a strike to count to Steele.
As much off speed as this guy throws, Steele would have to have a really reserved, hands-in type of swing to go the other way. But you're right. There's a lot of real estate out there.
Stretch in the 2-1. Ground ball up the middle. It's through for a base hit. Here comes Irish. Here comes McMurray. It's a 4-run ball game on the single up the middle by Lucas Steele. Two RBIs for Steele. That gives him 25 on the season.
Is it another off-speed pitch? No, I think it was a fastball. He tried to sneak a fastball by Steele, and he could not do it. And the state pitching coach comes out to pull his infield in and have a chat. And that's not all he's going to do.
Yeah.
He's bringing the hook with him. So, Simmons is out. Tigers got to him in a way not a lot of teams have done this year.
And State makes a Pepper Tree pitching change for a new level of taste. Tiger fans know it's got to be Pepper Tree. For the best wine selection, the finest cuts of meat, visit Pepper Tree in Auburn or Montgomery and online, steaksandwine.com. Steaks, the letter N, wine.com. They'll go to a big right-hander.
48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
It is big right-hander Nate Williams. Number 29, Nate Williams, 6'4", 250. Senior right-hander out of Hollywood, Florida. Nate Williams. 14 appearances, second most on the team. A 1-3 record and an earned run average of 5.3. 18 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 12 runs, 11 earned, 5 walks. But get this, 42 strikeouts in 18 2/3 innings.
Right-handers and left-handers are both hitting under 200 against this guy.
Yeah, overall 159 the average against. Now he's thrown 5 wild pitches. He's given up 3 home runs. Nate Williams, wild at times. He's throwing it in the dirt in his warm-up tosses here, but a lot of power behind this big right-hander.
Fastball 94 to 97. A slider that's 11 miles an hour under that fastball, and a change.
Simmons, an inning and a third, 4 runs, 5 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts, 37 pitches for Simmons. He's out. Williams is in. And Derek Fabian, who's driven in runs in each of the first 2 games of this series, homered in his last at bat. He'll be the first one to try to tackle that live fastball and sharp slider from Nate Williams.
11-7, Mississippi State. Bulldogs led in this game at 1 point, 10-1. A Lucas Steele two-run single in this 8th. After both Irish and McMurray reached with bloop singles to left. And a ground out by Guevara moved the runners up to second and third. They scored on the single by Steele. It's now a 4-run game, and here's Fabian to the plate with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th and Steele at first. Williams stretches. And he pitches. Fabian swings and misses at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Up around the eyes. He started him with a high fastball.
Fralick on deck for the Tigers. It's a 4-run ball game. Williams comes set. Here's the pitch. Upstairs. That's the same pitch.
Yeah.
It's just Fabian didn't go after this one.
That's exactly right. Good discipline. I would expect him to see a lot of high fastballs in this at bat.
He throws slider and a curveball as well. He's seen 2 fastballs so far, the 1-1. That was the slider upstairs, 2-1.
A double last night for Fabian, a homer earlier tonight.
Williams comes set. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Ooh, he got a pitch to hit. Fabian fouled it back. He has seen 3 fastballs.
Yep.
And 1 slider. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Williams wants a new baseball.
He does.
He is striking out about 2 1/3 batters every inning. That's why he was brought in here, to try to get strikeouts, get out of the inning.
He stretches. The 2-2. Outside and low, 3-2 the count.
Good take. Boy. Well, what a spot here. You go back to the high fastball. And if he does, can Fabian lay off of the high fastball?
A 3-2 pitch coming up to Fabian from Williams. Here it is. He lost it low.
He overcompensated. He tried to not leave it high, and instead he missed way too low. Good at bat by Fabian.
He's aboard. Steele moves to second. And here is Chase Fralick. Has singled and scored, has homered, and struck out looking. Catcher out to talk it over with his pitcher. The first baseman, Hines, came in as well. Luke Dotson and Simmons, who we just saw, lead state with 2 saves apiece. I wouldn't be surprised if Dotson isn't warming up right now. All right, here is Chase Fralick, 2 for 3 on the night. Runners at first and second. 1 out in the Auburn 8th, and the Tigers trail 11-7. The stretch. A long look at second, the pitch. Fralick went after the fastball and fouled it back. Got Steele at second and Fabian at first. 2 runs are already home in the Auburn 8th inning. The Tigers have cut the lead from 6-4.
Fralick got the first hit of the game for Auburn way back when tonight.
Stretch in the 0-1. Fralick out in front of the slider. It gets away, and Steele goes to third base. Good aggressive base running by Luke Steele. And now the count is no balls and 2 strikes to Fralick. And an opportunity, even with a fly ball here, to cut the lead down to 3. Got Fabian and a good runner at first for Auburn. No balls and 2 strikes to Chase Fralick. Steele gets his lead at third. Fabian from first. Big Williams comes set. Here's the 0-2. Down and in the dirt. Nice block by Powell. He kept Fabian at first base. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fralick.
Williams does have 5 wild pitches, as we mentioned. He can be a strikeout machine. He can also throw it around.
Cole Edwards on deck for Auburn. Tigers within 4. Runners at the corners with 1 out. 1-2 the count to Fralick. Stretching the pitch. Just missed low, maybe a bit outside. 2-2.
Fralick has 4 3-hit games and 1 4-hit game this year. He has 2 hits tonight.
2 balls and 2 strikes to the Auburn catcher. Stretched by Williams. Here comes the pitch. Up the left side. Look out, Lucas Steele.
Yeah.
Then it hit the railing behind the screen and bounced all the way back to Steele down the third base line. Count remains 2-2.
Textbook shortened swing just to make contact there from Fralick.
Here's the 2-2. Ball 3. State wanted that one.
Yes, they did. Catcher pumped his fist before Eddie Newsom called it ball 3.
Do you start Fabian here?
Yeah.
Good runner.
Maybe, and this catcher's had a tough time throwing guys out.
Yeah. 3-2 the count to Fralick. Williams comes set. Here's the pitch. Fralick chops it foul up the first base line. Fabian was not moving on the pitch.
That was going to be ball 4. It started inside, but Fralick couldn't take the chance with 2 strikes, and at least he made contact. Tell you what, this place has got some energy
Sure
for a
does.
game that was once 10-1.
Yes, it does. Fabian at first, Steele at third. 3-2 the count to Chase Fralick. Here's the pitch. He goes from first. Ball 4 to the backstop. No chance for Steele to score, and the bases are loaded.
Oh, the at-bats in this inning have been fantastic.
And we will get a pinch hitter for Cole Edwards. And we will get a new pitcher, I believe, for Mississippi State. Snow will come on to pitch or to hit for Auburn. With the bases loaded, he is the potential tying run for Auburn. Williams has walked both Fabian and Fralick on 3-2 pitches to load the bases. The pitching coach is out. No movement yet to the bullpen for State.
Yeah, I wondered, are they going to make a move here and take out their strikeout machine or keep rolling the dice that he'll eventually get a strikeout? The Snow, and Gabe Gross is telling him, see it low, see it low. Snow has among the fewest strikeouts of anybody on the team. And Cam Tilley makes his way down to the Auburn bullpen.
The bases are loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. There is activity in the pen for State. Steele at third, Fabian at second, Fralick at first, and Eric Snow bats for Cole Edwards. Top of the order, and Rembert waits on deck. Williams off the stretch. And the pitch to Snow. High, ball 1.
.275 hitter, Snow. He has 20 strikeouts on the season.
He bats with the bases loaded here in the 8th inning. The 1-0. High strike call, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to Eric Snow. The stretch by Williams. Here's the pitch. Snow fouls it back here. 1-2 the count.
Well, that high strike call hurts you for a lot of reasons. Not only does it start the bat that way with an early strike, but it means you now you gotta elevate, maybe swing at something a little higher than you would have otherwise.
Snow was 0 for 2 last night. He scored a couple runs for the Tigers. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the third baseman. Backs up. Throws to second for 1. 2 first. Called him out. Auburn's got to review it. Auburn's got to review it, and they will. Well, that was really well played by Mississippi State.
I wouldn't mind looking at Sanders at second, making sure he stayed on the bag, too. Auburn will
Is
challenge.
challenging the call at first base of out. This is their first challenge.
I thought he got him in real time, but you have to take a look.
Absolutely, you do. They had to back up on the play to Reese. He is out at second, the throw to first, and I think he's out there too. Boy, that's a big, big play for State if it stands, and I think it will. A 5-4-3 double play to get out of the inning. And I'll be surprised if this review lasts a long time.
Here it is.
After further review, the runner at first base is out. Auburn has one more challenge.
An enormous 5-4-3 double play executed perfectly by Mississippi State to get out of a bases-loaded jam. We go to the ninth. Mississippi State 11, Auburn 9. Stay tuned, friends. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
The Southeastern Conference. It's the land of legend, the places, the faces, and moments. And he's going for it. It's a touchdown! We've seen the confetti fall again and again. We're not done. It's time for the next generation to make their mark and go from 14 deep to 16 strong. It's a whole new ball game in the SEC, and it just means more.
As we go to the ninth inning, Auburn trails 11-7. And Mason Cook is on a Golden Flake call to the bullpen. He's the seventh pitcher of the game for Auburn. The transfer from Creighton. He's originally from Omaha. 6'1", 197, junior right-hander. One appearance this year for Cook. 1 inning, 1 walk, no hits allowed. So this will be his second outing of the season. And so, I don't have his first listed in the notes here. All right, so he replaces Jackson Sanders, who goes an inning and 2/3, gives up 1 hit on a run, or a run on a hit, walked 1. 18 pitches, 10 strikes for Jackson Sanders. Now Mason Cook. And he'll get the bottom third of the order. Chance, who's been on base all 4 times, Sanders and Powell for Mississippi State. Got to keep him here.
His only outing this season was at Texas last weekend. Excuse me. All right, he gets the bottom third of the order. Bryce Chance will lead it off. Then Gatlin Sanders and Joe Powell. 11-7, Mississippi State, a game in which the Bulldogs led at one time 10-1. Cook's first pitch to Chance is inside for ball 1. State turned a dynamite 5-4-3 double play to get out of the bottom of the 8th with the bases loaded and 1 out. 1-0. Chance chops it up the left side. It is going to go just foul past third. Guevara wasn't going to throw him out. He just let it go, and it finally turned left at third base.
That was the only chance.
Exactly.
Only chance.
1-1.
It was fair for 95% of the trip down the line.
90 feet and 6 inches, or 89 feet and 6 inches.
That's right. And
Just
again,
kept going foul, and finally when it fell off the turf, then it rolled over the line, maybe about a foot shy of third base.
pulled a Talladega left turn.
Yes. One ball and one strike to Chance. Good ball, 2. Chance is singled, doubled and scored, singled and scored, or singled and driven home 2 more, and walked. He's been on base all 4 times tonight. 2-1. Foul back.
Really good breaking ball.
Boy, if Auburn can keep it a 4-run game, even if it doesn't, the Tigers will have the top of the order coming up in the bottom of the 9th.
And having scored in 4 straight innings, like their ability to keep the pressure on.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. He reaches down and fouls it out of play. Spoiled a pretty good pitch from Mason Cook.
A Chance has just had a locked-in game at the plate. That was a really good breaking ball tailing away from him.
Ballou, by the way, in the ball game, inserted in the game in left. Terrell in center and Irish in right, the Auburn outfield. Here's the 2-2 to Chance. Strike 3 call, outside corner. Really good fastball at 92 from Cook, and I don't know if he hit his spot.
No, but he threw 2 or 3 breaking balls in a row, and he had Chance looking for something with spin. Instead, he got the fastball.
And he is the one to retire Chance for the first time tonight. All right, here's Gatlin Sanders. 0 for 4 on the night. Pitch on the way. Missed outside, ball 1. Sanders out of Madison, Mississippi. Batting .333. Pitch on the way. Chopper foul at the plate. A ball and a strike.
Since that 6-run fourth, Auburn's pitching has limited State to a run on 3 hits.
1-1, swing and a miss. The off-speed pitch down, a ball and 2 strikes. The only run, the 2-out homer by Noah Sanders, the opposite way in the 8th inning.
Yep.
That could prove to be a very, very big run in this ball game. It's a 4-run lead right now. 1-2 to Sanders. Cook, the wind in the pitch. Missed it low, 2-2. Rembert, Terrell, and Irish to lead off the Auburn 9th. Tigers want to keep it a 4-run game right here. Now the 2-2. Miss high and outside. Full count to Sanders. Full count to Gatlin Sanders. The wind and the pitch from Cook. Ground ball right side, foul. Pass first. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Another 3-2 pitch from Mason Cook to Gatlin Sanders. Here it is. Again, down and in with the off-speed pitch, and Sanders does a nice job to spoil the pitch, fouling it off. Auburn plays the modified shift. Fabian almost playing directly up the middle, the 3-2. Ground ball right side. Knocked down by McMurray, but that's all he can do. A skidder on the ground. He got his glove on the ball, but it stayed on the ground. It would have been a tough play. Cook was going to have to cover first base. I think it should be a single. Regardless, Mississippi State has a runner at first base with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. And State looking for some insurance, leading Auburn by 4. Here is Joe Powell as Cook stretches and pitches.
Oh.
And it hit him in the head, hit him on the top of the helmet. And he will go to first. And Sanders goes to second. And now we go to the top of the order for Mississippi State. And Auburn's bullpen back to work. Top of the order, here's Garrick Fry. Tap back to the pitcher in the first, line to center in the second. Doubled and scored in the fourth, doubled in the fifth, and hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the seventh.
Jet Johnston is in the bullpen.
Cook stretches. And the pitch. Strike call on the inside corner. And then some. Fry is hitting .378. He has 5 homers. 13 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. It's through for a base hit. Chances around third base. He will come home to score. And it's 12-7 Mississippi State. Fry with his third base hit of the night and an RBI. An infield single and a hit batter, and then the base hit. State has added to its lead. And now here's Sawyer Reeves. 12-7 Mississippi State leads it. Stretch by Cook. And the pitch. This is low. Reeves doubled, scored in the first, singled and scored in the fourth, singled in the fifth, and grounded out in the eighth pitch. 2-0 the count. Cook got a strikeout to open the inning. He got a ground ball that McMurray could not glove at first. Then a hit batter 1 pitch later, and then 2 pitches later, the RBI single up the middle. Fly ball, right side of the infield. Infield fly rule is in effect as McMurray makes the catch, 2 outs. And here's Ace Reese. Hit a 2-run homer in the first, an RBI single in the fourth. A struck out, hit into a 4-6-3 double play, and grounded out to the right side. He bats with runners at first and second, and 2 outs in the top of the ninth for Mississippi State. The Bulldogs lead the Tigers 12-7. 12 runs on 14 hits for State. Pitch. Popped him up. Into shallow left. Ballou is underneath this one and makes the catch, and the inning is over. A run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Mississippi State 12, Auburn 7. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See all for details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
You're listening to Auburn Baseball. Now, more of the Tigers and Bulldogs.
Last chance for Auburn. Tigers need 5 runs to tie it, 6 runs to win it in the bottom of the ninth. And they'll face Luke Dotson, a left-hander on a Pepper Tree pitching change. 6'4", 195, sophomore. He is from Marietta, Georgia. Dotson, one of 3 Mississippi State pitchers with 2 saves. Dotson 0-1 in a dozen appearances, a 3.14 earned run average, 14 1/3 innings, 5 runs on 10 hits, 9 walks, 18 strikeouts. He's thrown 5 wild pitches, given up a double and a homer. Team's hitting .208 against Luke Dotson. And in SEC play, 4 appearances, no record, a save, earned run average 4.05. 6 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 6 walks, 9 Ks. Team's batting .286 against him in the SEC. So Dotson is on. He'll face the top of the Auburn lineup, Rembert, Terrell, and Irish. Williams, 2/3 of an inning, 2 walks, and a wild pitch. But he got the double play ball that got Mississippi State out of the boiling water in the 8th inning. Can the Tigers put together a magical 9th inning rally?
Dotson, 3-pitch guy, fastball, slider change. Left-handers do not have a hit against him this season. Right-handers are hitting .267 against Dotson, who has 2 saves. He will get Rembert to lead it off in the Auburn 9th. The Tigers trail by 5. Rembert, Terrell, and Irish for Auburn. Here in the 9th. Stretch the pitch. Rembert takes a strike.
Straight over the top delivery from the lefty.
Rembert 1 for 3 with a home run to left. His 5th round tripper of the season. Here's the 0-1. Miss low, 1-1.
Part of his success has to be he hides the ball really well.
A ball and a strike to Rembert, and the 1-1. Strike 2. Fastball in there. Dotson's slider lower in velocity than his change. Here's the 1-2. Up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. His fastball tops out about 94. That was 92. 2-2 the count.
And obviously for Rembert, just try to get on base.
Yep, got to have base runners when you trail by 5. Two balls and 2 strikes to the Auburn freshman, Chris Rembert. Here's the pitch. Got him swinging, just busted a fastball by him. And here's Bub Terrell. He will try to do something that no left-hander has done this season. And that's get a base hit against this guy. 1 out, nobody on for Auburn in the bottom of the 9th. The Tigers trail 12-7. Auburn had the tying man at the plate in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out. Pitch on the way to Terrell. Fastball, strike 1. But Eric Snow, who is pinch hitting, hit a ground ball, high chopper, third base side, and Reese threw to Sanders and on to Hines for a sparkling double play to get out of the inning. No balls and a strike to Terrell. Comes the pitch. Swing and a miss and another fastball. He's playing hardball right now with Bub. 0-2 the count. Auburn has scored in 4 straight innings. We're in the bottom of the 9th. 1 out, 0-2 to Terrell. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Nothing but fastballs. He has struck out both Terrell and Rembert. And Auburn's last hope, perhaps, is Ike Irish. 1 for 4 tonight, 1 for 8 in the series. Stretch and the pitch to Irish. Strike call in the outside corner. And I don't know if he's thrown anything but fastballs in this inning. You're up 5, throw strikes. And that's what Dotson has done. 0-1. That was off speed. It missed a little bit up. 1 ball and 1 strike to Irish with McMurray waiting on deck. 12 runs, 14 hits, no errors, 9 men left on base for State. 7 runs, 9 hits, and Auburn error, and 5 left on. So the McMurray play at first has been now ruled an error on the night. 1-1 to Irish. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, and State is within a strike of evening the series at a game apiece. A ball and 2 strikes to Irish. Dotson comes set. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. State up 12-7. Here comes the pitch. It misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Same 2 teams tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Our coverage begins on the Auburn Sports Network at 1:45 on our list of affiliates across the Southeast. The Auburn Tigers Game Day app in the booth as well on YouTube. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Irish. Here comes the pitch. Strike 3 call. He strikes out the side, and this ball game is over. And Mississippi State wins it. The Bulldogs even the series with a 12-7 win tonight. Stay tuned. The Regions Bank postgame show is next. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Download the new and improved Auburn Game Day app. It's fully customizable to your interests with the new My Auburn tab. Plus, buy tickets, get concession lines, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear.